I have been stressed out of my mind because of this stupid scheduling bullshit, but hopefully it will even out next week. So I found out what the problem was. They decided, so normally I have a short day Monday, a long day Tuesday. Sorry, let me explain this right. Okay, so normally I am from 10 to 1 on Mondays, and then it's supposed to be online from 10 to 1 on Tuesdays, right? And then Wednesdays are from 10 until 5 p.m. in class. Well, they decided that they didn't want to do that this week. They wanted to do it out of order for some reason. So today was the class day where they go from 10 to 5 because they wanted to start the module sooner. And I'm like, why didn't you just start it on the day that it's going to be? Because Tuesday is supposed to be like a lecture day. So this week, today, I was supposed to be at school until 5 p.m. But fortunately, the rest of the class time was just research time. And I was like, no, I'm leaving. I'm going home. And tomorrow, Wednesday, we will be having our Tuesday lecture from 10 to 1. And then on Thursday, from 2 to 4 p.m., I have another lecture for essay writing. Like, yeah, it is very confusing, and they've changed it multiple times, and the timetable is completely wrong, the written one. They're just like, oh, well, you know, don't trust the timetable, trust what we tell you. And I'm like, yeah, but if you're all telling me different things, like, I don't understand. And the timetable itself has been updated, and it's still wrong. So, like, I don't understand. They're like, well, it's new. We don't know the technology. And I'm like, that's not our problem. That is a you problem right now. Y'all were supposed to, you know, figure this out. But... So, yes, they decided they were going to start Wednesday's module today on Tuesday, and they're going to do Tuesday's lecture on Wednesday tomorrow. But next week, Tuesday's lecture will be on Tuesday, and Wednesday's module will be on Wednesday. So literally, Will and I had worked out another schedule because we thought that my Tuesday was going to be the long day, and we were like, okay, well, you know, I guess I can switch to doing... Sorry, I have a drink in my hand, so it's like, grab. So we were like, okay, well, how about you, Opal, switch to Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and then we can do that. And I could do Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, and I could stream any day while you're at school still as well. So, like, because I don't get home until whenever on Wednesday, you know, he could stream then. And then I get into class this morning and they're like, oh yeah, we're here until 5 today. And I was like, what? What do you mean? We're only supposed to be until 1 today. They're like, no, we're until 5. And I'm like, I thought Wednesday wasn't until 5. And they're like, it is, but not this week. And I'm like, what? But why? I don't understand. And then we have one of the lecturers come up and being like, I just really wanted to start this module because it's really important and blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, no, fucking start it on the day that we're supposed to be having the class. Like, what? I don't... So, my Tuesday class and my Thursday class are online. The other confusing part is that they kept saying that we would be in class 3 days a week, but 2 of my 4 class days are online. And then we only do every other Friday of a random extra thing. Like... So yeah, Will and I had discussed this whole thing. It's like, oh, well, you can stream Monday, Wednesday, Friday. And then I was all content with that, all happy. We had figured it out because I work Thursday mornings and Friday mornings. So that would mean that I would get off at 1 p.m. on Friday, meaning that I'd be able to stream at 2. Mondays I get off at 1 p.m., meaning I could stream at 2. And Wednesdays I would get off at 1 p.m., meaning that I could stream at 2. But they've decided to be a jerk about it, and now freaking so now on Tuesdays I get off at 1, meaning I can stream at 2. Thursdays I have school from 2 to 4 p.m. for some reason, and I work from 9 till 1. So I don't know if I'm going to even be able to stream on Thursdays anymore. And Saturdays, I'm totally free, so I can do whatever I want. Thank you, Aki. Ah. 3 days, yeah. Today, tomorrow, and then yesterday. So I'm trying to figure out if I, like, just do Tuesdays and Saturdays, but that seems like a weird split. I'm not sure. I'm gonna have to discuss this more with Will. I'm gonna have to discuss more with Will and see what we can figure out. Because this whole thing has just been a big pain in the butt, as you can probably imagine. Unless on, like, Thursday I do, like, a weird sort of midweek random game that is not story progression related, you know? Yeah, I wish I could kick my school in the shins, honestly. I need to turn myself down. Give me just a second. I was, like, way peaking a lot, and I was barely even talking, so that... I hope that is fixed. Again, thank you for the sub, Aki. That's very kind of you. Also, I'm seeing that I have 2 new followers from, like, over the weekend. Like, when I was not streaming. I think that puts me at 200. Unless someone unfollowed me, I think it puts me at 200 right now. Which means that I need to figure out what you guys want for 200 follows. Well, it does say 200. Good. Okay, so I do really need to figure that out. Because I was suggesting, like a commission for someone, or I had something else and I can't remember what it was off the top of my head. A commission, or... Gosh diddly dang it. If you guys have any suggestions for that, what you would like an extra special stream or something, please let me know. Since this is, I want to, like, give back to y'all, you know? Okay, that was enough of me blabbering about school and complaining and whining. Let's get back to the mystery. The mystery that we had a 3-hour prologue to. Angeline. Let's see what's in our mind palace. Ah. Really? I can't make any connections still? Oh. Fine. Why were you so excited? Yeah? What's wrong with it? What happened? Ah. Ooh, I can make connections here though. I'm sorry you forgot, Aki. Okay. So, let me see. Gideon believes finances are in order. Mindful of staff. My brain has been, I think, updating. Aww, for the past week. A little bit of brain fog, huh? I'm sorry about that. Sandra angry at Elizabeth and Luke.
Order and method.
Okay, fine.
That is the way to solve the
Luke was
problem.
fired.
I must take a different approach if I am to uncover the...
Yes, I hear you, Poirot. I'm sorry. Unsure of Major's intentions, and Angeline has matured, so she is now mindful of staff.
Come, my little grey cells. We must think...
Well then, it's just gonna tell me, huh? Gideon believes finances are in order. Family keeping up appearances. Well, of course these two things are related. Why?
Some
I still
would
don't
say a
understand
lucky
why,
guess.
if they're coming off
I
of
would
the
say
same
a moment
exact thing,
of
I need to
genius.
connect them. That doesn't make any sense. Me. Eh. It is truly terrible that Luke passed away, and to see how broken Elizabeth is.
Things are beginning to be...
It looks like the family have finally got back on track with their money problems. Glad to hear. Family taking care of money now. Elizabeth mourns Luke.
I must act on thought.
Fine. Already attached, so...
I cannot see the logic in this.
Can I really reattach it to this? No. That can't be.
This will not get me any... The pieces of the puzzle are finally coming together.
Moment, apparently. Losing a loved one and not having a close friend to talk to would be difficult for anyone. Elizabeth has lost loved ones. Rocky relationship with Cassandra. She's matured. Archibald is stressed. Cassandra is desperate for money and is widowed. Elizabeth and Luke plan to elope. Luke passed away. Nothing about Fleurette. Gideon paid the first demand, and Zachariah Demir is nothing. Tonight's arrivals have written a small signed message. Male guests are based in the East Wing. Do you have anything to say?
Detective, it looks as though I might be out here all weekend.
Nope.
I shall take...
A bientôt.
What can I help you with?
Mel.
Okay. Just had to check, make sure that there was nothing else to talk to them with. Salon. His outfit is really just... Keek. So many colors. I forget which things I've looked at since last time. I would assume that I need to go back upstairs, maybe? Or do I need to go talk to Elizabeth again? Elizabeth? I don't remember which one. I don't remember what room you're in. Oh, this one. Good job, me. The deeds for the house are rightly framed, but why left here, not hanging on the wall? The cook has obviously used them for quite some time, judging by their condition. There's not seeming to be anything of interest in here.
Of course, Detective.
I saw the welcome book as I arrived.
Ah, yes. Guests are requested to sign the book when arriving. I believe it gives details to the guests' room locations.
It stated the male guests are to be staying in the east wing.
Yes, Madame does not believe in male and female guests residing beside one another.
I noticed a rather extravagant-looking pen in the hall.
I would not say it in front of the Major, but it is rather hideous. It was a gift from him to Madame from his time overseas. I don't think it even has the capability of writing.
It sounds to me like the Major is trying to get in Cassandra's good graces to try and marry her for her quote-unquote money that she does not actually have. Oh my. Men and women in rooms beside each other? What will company think? What will the neighborhood think? Disrespect. So much disrespect.
A pen that does not write is like a fish that cannot swim.
As Angeline describes it, a useless ornament. It's the thought that counts, I suppose.
Merci, mademoiselle.
Pleasure is mine, Detective.
Thanks, Elizabeth. So, house deeds. I can't make any connections yet. Okay. Don't you dare expose an ankle. Sadie, were you here when I explained the cultural context around ankles being shown? And why it wasn't necessarily the ankle that was considered sexy? Because I actually talked about that last time I streamed this game. Like the proper nerd that I am. Oh, no, I don't think I was. Oh, so the interesting thing. Okay, so the reason why everyone's like, oh, it's the ankle that's really sexy, right? So for the time period, like, you have to think the roads weren't like paved usually. In most places, they were not paved. And even if they were, they still had things like mud and dirt on them. So wealthy women who were able to change their dresses and wear a different dress every day. Oh, I remember the poor had to use the same ankle every day while the rich can replace them. Just pop off your ankle like a Bratz doll. But yes, basically, so the rich could change their dresses. So if they got dirty, they could change them and get them laundered. But if you were poor, you didn't exactly have that luxury because, you know, fabric is expensive. Clothes are expensive. So women who had to wear the same dress for a long period of time had to lift their skirts whenever there was sort of mud or dirt or anything that would dirty the bottom of their skirts, because then that would make them dirty. And as we all know, they didn't really wash the same way that we do now. So to maintain cleanliness, they would lift their skirts as to not get them dirty. So this was also a classic thing that specifically prostitutes did, because, you know, you have to stay, you want your prettiest clothes, right? Because of course they would be wearing beautiful clothes, as beautiful as they could afford. You would want that to stay clean if you had very few pieces. So they would lift their skirt and you would be able to see their ankle. It was actually a symbol of prostitutes, basically. So that's why it's like, oh, this ankle is sexy. And it's like, no, the ankle was not sexualized. It's just that essentially, if you were showing it off, it meant that most likely you were a prostitute of some sort. Because you had to keep your skirt clean. Ha. Like being pale being an indicator of wealth. Yes, exactly, actually. Depends on location. That's true. It's also one of those things where, like, Louboutins, They are red underneath, like, you know, like a red bottom. That's what they call them. They're red underneath because of inspiration of like the nape of the neck and wrists. Yes. So red bottoms are red on the bottom for the reason that they were inspired by prostitutes. Essentially, they had shoes where they would lift up their skirts and they would walk through like the meatpacking district. And of course, it being a meatpacking district, the ground was covered in blood, so it would stain the bottom parts of their shoes red. Isn't that cool? And now we have a brand that uses that as their branding, literally.
Please?
Yeah.
Ask away, detective.
Because most people would not go through the meatpacking district if they didn't specifically work there, you know? So if you're wearing a quote-unquote nice dress and heels in a meatpacking district, it was kind of sort of assumed that you were in fact a prostitute. And yeah, like the nape of the neck and the wrists. So like in Japan, oirans and geishas and things, depending on the kind that they were, they actually leave their necks without any makeup on them in sort of like a W shape. At like the nape of their neck behind their, where their like hairline ends. Basically, there would be a W-shaped bit of skin that wouldn't have any makeup on it, any of the white makeup. And that was supposed to be like a very like sexy sort of sultry area of your body that was supposed to be like enticing looking. Also, I assume that you've heard about the consequences of my visit last time.
Angeline has spoken of it. You made quite the impression on her, detective.
I feel responsible for what came from that day. Florette's dismissal and Luke's.
It is not your fault. Madame van den Bosch does not like it when her rules or authority are undermined. I tried to explain to Angeline the same, but her guilt has not left her.
Mademoiselle explained the payment of the blackmail letter.
I suppose you think I was unwise to pay it?
My nose itches, I had to sneeze and then it wouldn't let me. Oh. Blah. Gross. Sorry.
I am glad Mademoiselle requested my help before you fell further out of pocket.
Out of pocket.
Madame van den Bosch had no intentions of paying it, whether she believes there is a secret that could ruin the family or not.
It was an honorable move for you to make the payment. It was certainly no small fee.
Angeline is to be my wife, and then we shall be family. As far as I am concerned, my money is our money.
Merci, monsieur. I shall leave you to prepare for tonight's celebrations.
So I can make another look. Unsure of his intentions. She feels guilty about the dismissal. I would hope that, like, these two aren't attached, but I would assume that it has to do with the major. Oh, I'm not seeing the major on here. I'm only seeing it, like, unsure of the intentions. I'm not seeing the quill.
Is there something? Another success. I never doubted myself.
Angelina's trying to do good, even though the dismissals weren't entirely her fault. Angelina's trying to redeem herself. She has matured?
Is there something I am not seeing?
Had to contact Florette.
I should not be surprised by my own skills of...
Mademoiselle Angeline says she never intended for Florette to be fired. I believe her. It's certainly not the happy news I was expecting. Mademoiselle Elizabeth lost her beloved Luke, and young Fleurette, the maidservant, has not been seen, even with Mademoiselle Angeline's efforts. At least it appears the family have survived their financial difficulties. Objective complete. Come, my little gray selves. Let us solve this mystery. Do you have anything new to say since I finished that?
Please, ask away, detective.
No.
Merci, monsieur.
Bye. I'm gonna guess there's still no one upstairs. Can I go in? The bedroom next to Monsieur de Silva. This must be my room. It wouldn't let me go in. I guess I had to read the book downstairs. Finally, I found my chamber. Although the journey was longer than expected, the destination is really quite charming. I should make myself familiar and comfortable with my new surroundings. I wonder if I'll get a chance to catch up my reading whilst I stay here. A roaring fire. I could stand and gaze into the flames for hours. Wow, so from this angle you can see that there's no actual mattress underneath. They just put like a duvet texture because you can actually completely see through everything. That's funny.
Oh.
The snow has limited the view from the window, but it certainly has a beauty of its own. Even for a detective like myself, finding this room was quite an arduous task. The house may hold more secrets than expected. Hello, Elizabeth.
Elizabeth, thank you for coming. I shall not take up too much more of your precious time.
Not at all, Detective. I had best not be away for too long. Madame would not be pleased when there is so much work to do.
Well, mademoiselle, if anyone was to ask, I required your urgent attention with a delicate matter. That should be enough to give you a moment's peace.
Thank you, Detective.
Which? The red? Huh? What do you mean? What do you mean, Aki? Oh yeah, I'm not sure. I think it was the Louboutin one. And I assume you're aware of the probable blackmailing ring in the area.
I have heard whispers, but this town is full of busybodies. It's hard to know what is the truth and what is hot air from socialites trying to outdo one another.
I would not have thought you want to join in with such chatter.
I'm not, but it can be hard to ignore. I try to quash any talk of it in the house, but it's easier said than done. When the staff are together, it seems to be a competition to see who can dream up the most scandalous rumour.
You are a loyal maid and friend. Mademoiselle Angeline is fortunate to have you.
It baffles me why they would target her in the first place. She has such a kind and pure soul. That may not be what you remember of Mademoiselle, but she has grown into a kind-hearted young lady.
I was wary of that when I arrived, but I myself can see a change in her, a maturity. And if it is as kind and pure as you have stated, she should not be troubled by the letter.
Letters, Detective. I brought you the other.
Mademoiselle Van de Bosch. You do not know me, but I know you and your family well. For years, you have stood high on your pedestal, attending parties and living the lifestyle of the upper class, a life that you were born into, all the while hiding a sordid secret that would tarnish the Van den Bosch name forever. Once a respected family with morals and nobility, but now you rely on riches and jewelry to show your worth, a worth that is not deserved, even residing in a home that was obtained under your lies, but not for long. For your secret to remain exactly that, take a small brown paper parcel filled with 5,000 francs addressed to Monsieur Dupont to Barbier and Sons Cobblers before sundown on Friday. If you do as I request, this will be the last you hear from me. You will be able to return to your life of stolen wealth and excess. If you refuse, be sure the name Van den Bosch will be on the whisper of lips for years to come.
I have tried to tell her not to think any more on them, but she fears that even a fabricated story could ruin the family name. She even frets at what it may do to her engagement.
I have met Monsieur Demire, and I cannot see his love for Angeline diminishing at something so trivial. Merci for
Stealing
bringing this
the
letter to
back
me.
from Will. 1 second. It could be. It could possibly be. I wouldn't expect, like, I feel like it wouldn't be like Florette, because that doesn't really seem like her style, but maybe. Mademoiselle Angeline worries so much about the family name, but from Mademoiselle Elizabeth's telling, she has nothing to worry about, at least from her own perspective. Perhaps the secret does not directly concern Angeline at all, and she is merely an easy target.
Merci, mademoiselle.
The pleasure is mine, Detective.
Blackmailer wishes family to leave the manor. Blackmailer wishes family to suffer.
I must act
You never
on
know.
thought
They like
and
to connect
fact,
them.
not
I mean,
on
she just
impulse.
needs to tell another who holds sway of the tongue. True. Leave the manor, house deeds.
What a revelation!
Could the blackmailer be more interested in the house than the money they have demanded? Blackmailer may want the house. House holds many secrets. Aware of blackmailer, unaware of payment, wishes family to suffer.
I cannot see the logic in this. Perhaps a...
I mean, it could be the Major who is doing this. You know?
Come, my little grey cells. We must... This will not get me any closer to...
Staff aware of blackmail and household secrets.
Magnifique.
Oh yes, I should support them now and take my due later. It's possible. It is 100% possible. He seems to want to really get in with Cassandra. The staff members are aware of the blackmail, but possibly know the reason why. It appears the Van den Bosch secret may not be a secret at all. The house staff may know what the blackmailer is holding over the family. More here.
Of course, Detective. What is it?
I was not aware that there were plans to sell the house.
That is news to me, Detective.
The deeds to the house that have been left on the table. Perhaps I am jumping to a hasty assumption.
Oh no, Madame asked Archie to inquire in town about having the house registered as a landmark. It's a shame the snow is so thick. The gardens are quite wonderful in full bloom. Perhaps you will be able to walk them when the snow clears.
Do you know where Mademoiselle Angeline is now?
She will no doubt be with Master Gideon. The party was just beginning when I came upstairs.
That is my cue to make a grand entrance. Am I presentable enough for the creme of society?
Quite handsome, Detective.
With your weird red shoes and red socks.
Merci. If you catch me snoring, please poke me in the ribs.
Yeah, kinda.
I will use Madame's sharpest poker.
Oh. Why does it sound like someone being stuffed into some luggage?
It sounds as though someone else may have already been poked.
Huh? Oh, it's the Major and Gideon. Well, that was... Huh, okay. I guess I was nearly done with the chapter. Huh. Well then. This is becoming Clue.
Ladies and gentlemen, please, if you would be so kind to return to the party.
Please ignore the screams from the wall. They tend to do that this time of year. Chapter 0, 3 hours. Chapter 1. I mean, it was a little bit more than that. I think it was technically like half an hour total, maybe? Or like chapter 1 was 1 hour. An hour and 15 minutes.
With all this excitement out here,
I believe that is an end to the
Right?
excitement,
like all of
as
their
you put it,
clothing
Monsieur
colors
Demire.
really seems like this is going to be a game of Clue. It is hardly a job of a detective to resolve a domestic argument. But under the circumstances, perhaps there's more to it. I shall speak with the Major outside. Ludo.
Oh, thank God. One last match.
Bonjour, Monsieur Hagen.
I wondered when you would be arriving. At least now you can do your job.
Pardon, Monsieur.
I have just been assaulted! I want him arrested!
I hate his teeth.
I am afraid it is not as simple as that. I merely witnessed you standing up from the ground.
Yeah, they're bad, aren't they, Sadie? They're horrible. Ugh, we saw them yesterday, last week. I was just like, ugh, no.
So sit back, relax, and enjoy a healthy dose of prolonged eye
These
contact.
teeth are
Prolonged eye contact. Prolonged eye contact. Prolonged eye contact. Prolonged eye contact.
I hope you enjoyed your prolonged eye contact. I'm sorry if that was loud. It seemed like that was loud. I'm sorry. Would you like to explain what happened?
This is ridiculous. You know very well what he did.
Would society frown at it if I removed them? Removed the teeth?
Perhaps you could elaborate on what instigated the altercation.
The flashing is weird.
I should have known you wouldn't make things easy.
I mean, he's a major in the army, so you might get in trouble. The flashing is very... I don't like that. I think that counts as assault. It is clear that the Major is still outraged by what has just happened, and I must learn what caused such escalation into physical violence.
I have met Monsieur Demire. He does not seem one to physically assault someone unless provoked.
I hope you're not implying that I started it.
I am only stating what I have seen.
I was having a private conversation with Angeline when he interrupted and struck me. That is all there is to know.
Bullshit. If the Major is still the same man that I met all those years ago, I'm sure he'll remain defensive and the blame for the altercation will fall solely on Monsieur Demire. Perhaps the best approach would be to act as though I am on the Major's side and coax out of... It says coax out, but there's supposed to be an A in coax. Coax out the truth. Play him. What do you think we should do with him, Wackus Bonkus? Play him. Ooh. You're very naughty, Wackus Bonkus. Okay. Straightforward. It must have been a rather heated conversation for him to intervene. Implicating your conversation with Mademoiselle Angeline was had with the utmost respect and politeness towards her.
I would not act any other way. Well, unless I am provoked.
You have grown rather close with the Vanden Bosch family, it seems.
What has my relationship with the family got to do with anything? Why are you even here, officer?
Detective. And I was invited by Mademoiselle Angeline personally.
Seems to be mistake after mistake with that girl.
Agreeable. Do you think she has made a mistake in agreeing to marry Mr. Demire? Suggestive. There must be a reason for your animosity towards Mr. Demire. Do you think it's a mistake?
Of course I do. What a stupid question. He is scum. Him and his whole family.
Jesus.
If I had my way, he wouldn't have even stepped foot in this house.
Do you think Mr. Demire's actions were appropriate? There's clearly some hostility between you and Mr. Demire. So I can either mock him or antagonize him? How it's... What... How do I go about this to sound like I'm on his side? Neither of these sound like I'm on his side. Is it directed at Demire?
Are you dumb as well? Why would I be happy about being punched in such an underhanded way?
I don't think so, friends. I think that was wrong.
My apologies, monsieur. Perhaps I had not worded my question appropriately. Do you feel that Monsieur Demire had reason enough in his eyes to act as he did?
To act as he did? He assaulted me!
I know!
What
like, it's
planet
like, oh,
are
be
you
on
living
his side.
on?
You can mock him or antagonize him.
Useless, once again. I don't know why I should be
Did
surprised.
I fail it because I got one
Feel
wrong?
free to return to the party. Leave me to my cigar.
Ah. I'm afraid my feelings toward the Major may have gotten the better of me with such hostile questioning.
I have
Yeah.
met Monsieur Demire. He
Okay,
does
oh,
not
okay, I
seem
get to
one to
restart.
physically
Okay.
assault.
I hope you're not...
I am only...
I was having a... I would not...
You have grown
What is my...
detective.
Seem... Of course, if... Officer Poirot, are you going to do something about him or not?
It is Detective Poirot. And if you refuse to answer my questions, I do not see how I can continue.
I just don't know what she sees in him. Angeline could do so much better.
It's because you want to marry Angeline, isn't it? Dun dun dun! You tried to get in with mom, and now you're trying to get in with the daughter. Wow. Dog.
I don't think she realizes what she is getting herself into. I can't imagine her living a happy life with that rogue.
I see. Merci, monsieur, for your honest opinion. Whether I shall leave you to your cigar and return
Oh,
to
his
the
first
party.
name is Felix, apparently. Major Felix Hagen. It's not often such a violent altercation happens at a celebration such as this. I should investigate why it began. Yeah, so he's a cat. Felix the cat. I don't think that was out yet. This party is already filled with more drama than most, and it's barely begun. I was requested here to find the blackmailer, but perhaps the altercation is connected somehow. It's an insult to cats. Hi, Archibald.
Monsieur Sterling, I trust the preparations are progressing since our last meeting.
Please, Detective. Archibald is fine. Everything is in order now. Are you ready to join the party?
Archibald.
You are head butler of this house. It is a position that warrants respect, and I shall continue to give it, Monsieur Sterling. And I must admit, it is the smell from the kitchen that has my attention more than the party itself.
Rehanna is quite the cook, but it will still be some time. Maybe you'd like to enjoy a drink while you wait. Some of the guests are already in the salon to your left. And the remaining guests are in the library on the first floor.
There's a library?
I will be sure to explore both. Merci.
Do this evening's plans fall under any sort of schedule?
Dinner will be served in the dining room, but the rest of the evening is yours to enjoy.
You have all certainly been working hard, it seems.
Very hard. The lady of the house wanted everything a certain way, and that's how it was to be done.
I did not want, you did not want to interject in the altercation between Monsieur Demure and the Major.
It is my responsibility to look after the house and staff, not to resolve petty disputes.
I cannot imagine he will be in any mood to attend the party.
He often has a cigar to calm down, and if that doesn't relax him, that temperature outside surely will.
Throw him into a snowdrift.
Merci. You have been most helpful.
Thank you, Archie. It is time I met my fellow guests at the party. They all have a connection to the family in some respect, and although they are here to join in celebrations, perhaps one of them has a more sinister motive. Actually, I need to get some more drink and more snack. I will be right back. Give me one moment. Okay, I return. Sorry for that little break, but we are back. Oh, look, a piano. You still want to play it? The chance to play is very tempting, but I shall save myself the embarrassment. Oh, fine. I just got, like, a waft of cold air from outside, but my window is closed. I don't think my window is closed all the way. Oopsie.
Ah.
Quite a substantial size Oh, my throat. Sorry, one second. Quite a substantial size bottle of alcohol, already half drunk. Why is a half-empty bottle sitting on the bar with no glasses beside it? So, Squid Game, or are you being haunted? Watch out, a hunt comes next. I haven't actually watched any of Squid Game. I was told that a lot of the English translations are actually really wrong and, like, very badly translated. Unfortunately, like, they change a lot of the messages and the things that people say. Oh, do you mean the cold gust of air? I think it's just that my window isn't closed all the way. Yeah, I wonder why there's a half-drank bottle. It's probably because of this guy. Would subs work? Oh, no, I mean the subtitles, the English subtitles. They're actually really badly translated. Unless you can read Korean, they would be wrong. So, like, one of the first things that happens is there is a woman who basically, in the English version, it's like, oh, I'm not very smart, blah, 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 blah. That's not what she says. In Korean, she actually says, I'm really smart, I just didn't have a chance to study, which is one of the reasons why people go with her. But for some reason, they translated it to, I'm not very smart, or like, I didn't do good in school, which is not what she said at all. And that would be much less convincing to, like, have someone join you, right?
Monsieur Demir, we meet again.
What did I tell you? Call me Zach. You found your room all right then?
I did, and a charming room it is.
I don't know if I would call mine charming, but if I drink enough, it won't matter.
Yeah, exactly. Wouldn't it be more like, hey, I am really smart, I just didn't apply myself in school, versus, hey, I did really bad in school? Who are you gonna follow in that situation? They're the person who is smart, like, what? But yeah, they've actually changed a lot of the context around it as well. A lot of the stuff they, let's say, lightly sanitized for a more Western audience, which I feel is a form of censorship almost. You know, like, they're saying things and then we're being told something that is not the same thing that they are actually saying, and completely changing the context and meaning of everything that's being said. That is censorship. Because I don't really know a lot about the Squid Game, because again, I haven't seen it, because I was going to watch it and then I found out from people that actually spoke like fluent Korean, they're like, they're not translating this correctly at all. So it was just sort of like an older lady. Squid Game, you mean Splatoon? Yes. I must apologize for my rudeness before. I did not ask you how you know the family.
That's okay. At least you actually care. Not like most of the others here. I'm the groom-to-be's older, more handsome brother.
Do you mean Squid Game? What is Squid Game actually about? Debt? Paying off debt.
Ah, oui. I see the resemblance now. How wonderful that you can celebrate this occasion together.
I'll stop you there. The only wonderful thing about this celebration is the free food and drink.
So, I don't want to give too much away. I do know a little bit about it, not a lot. But basically, you, in general, join the Squid Game because you don't really have a choice to not join the Squid Game. If you catch my meaning. Basically, like, you pay off your debt by playing the games that they offer you. And if you lose the games, you know, there is a cost for that. And there are blue players, aka players who owe money, large amounts of money usually. And there are red players who are essentially called workers. They facilitate the games and don't have debt themselves. Or if they do have debt, it's low enough that they can pay it off by being a worker rather than playing the game itself.
You are not pleased for your brother.
Angeline seems nice enough, but marriage is not for me. What is there to gain from tying yourself to someone for the rest of your life? Besides the money.
Their actions have consequences. Sorry, I was talking over him. Angeline seems nice enough, but the marriage is not for me. What is there to gain from tying yourself to someone for the rest of your life besides the money? What do you do for work? It seems everyone here is of some great financial standing.
Recently, not a great deal. Well, except for enjoying myself. I was once a field medic in the military. But those days are over.
A noble occupation. Did you not want to make it your career?
It wasn't my decision to make. I certainly don't miss the battlefield, that's for sure.
Has anyone noticed that the inside of his coat is invisible? Hi, Jade. Yeah, the inside of his coat is invisible. You can actually see the carpet and everything through his coat for some reason. Oh. Yes, you did read the name. Good job, Aki. I'm hesitant to ask, but how is your brother after the altercation with the Major?
I'm sure he's fine. You don't need to worry about him. Always the knight in shining armor, riding in to save the day.
Oh, so what you missed, Jade, is the Major and... What is his name? Gerard. And the husband-to-be, the fiancé-to-be. They got into a fight. We don't know what happened. We just sort of walked out and the Major was on the ground after having been punched. Demir is their last name. I'm trying to remember his first name. Gregor? No. I don't remember. But they were in a fight and we tried to talk to the Major about it and he was just like, I was just talking to Angeline and then he came up and punched me for no reason. And we're like, that sounds kind of bullshit. And he was like, well, obviously, are you going to take him away? And it's like, well, I didn't actually witness him hit you, so I can't do anything about it. And we also found out that the staff most likely knows Demir, yes. The staff most likely knows what the blackmailer is trying to, what secret they're threatening the family with. Also, it seems that the letters were written from inside the house, and the really fancy quill that's in like a box outside next to the piano, it was a gift from the Major to Cassandra specifically. But it supposedly doesn't write. We don't know that.
Saving the day from who, exactly?
Well,
Gideon.
if Gedeon is the knight in the fairy tale,
That's
Felix
the name.
is the dragon.
Gideon. It's spelt weird, which is why I don't remember it, I think.
Felix the Major. Ha! Always there, thinking he is better.
Well, in my head, I believe Gideon is spelled Gideon. Not Gedeon. Because in my head, that doesn't spell Gideon. It you know?
Just because he was a major. We all know how he got there. In his mind, that puts him at the top of the chain.
It seems that there's some hostility between Monsieur Demir and the Major, an animosity that does not come from one evening at a party. Isn't it biblical? I actually don't know. Could be.
Perhaps it is best I take my leave.
You know, I have Google at my fingertips. Why must I say I don't know when I could literally just look it up? Oh, okay. And it's spelt like that, not with an I. Oh, in my head, Gideon is spelt with an I.
Madame Vandenbosch,
Oh, I hate
congratulations
her
are
fingers
in
so
order
much. They're so
on your daughter's engagement.
unfortunate looking. Hmm.
Thank you. And you are?
Does she really not remember me?
Detective Poirot.
I'm sorry, the name eludes me.
Wow. Bitch. That day at the Vandenbosch house has stayed with me. It opened my eyes to the unjust treatment of the working class and has been a driving force in becoming a detective I am today. And yet, I have barely seen a second thought to her.
Once, Officer Poirot, I investigated your daughter's missing bracelet.
Peanut butter. Cereal with peanut butter. Do you mean like you're going to put a glob of peanut butter and then put cereal all over it and sort of mix it around so it's just like essentially like a Rice Krispies, but instead of marshmallows it's peanut butter? What are you I'm trying to understand what you mean. Do you mean like at least it's not OJ? Very true, very true. Or do you mean like you're going to make a bowl of cereal and then mix peanut butter into the milk? Because I don't understand what you mean by like cereal with peanut butter. I'm not sure what my brain is suggesting. Okay, fair.
Oh, it's you. There is no missing jewelry here today, so we are really not in need of your services.
Bitch, I was invited. How dare you? Yeah, see, that's what I wasn't sure about. I was like, do you mean like a scoop of peanut butter and then you just like you get a spoon, right? And you take a scoop of peanut butter and then you just dunk it into the cereal and eat it like that.
I am here on a rather more pressing...
I know why you are here, officer. Detective, whatever you are now. Please, just get on with it.
Detective. And I promise not to keep you too long.
I have no idea how you're going to make this work, Aki. Please let us know what happens. I mean, if you could mix the peanut butter with the milk, if you could get it mixed enough, it would be like peanut butter milk. That would be tasty. But I feel like if you just put like a glob of peanut butter in there, it's not gonna want to go into the milk because peanut butter is so fatty. Peanut butter milk. Because peanut milk is a thing. Supposedly it's very delicious and it's very like, what's the word? Not like luxurious, but decadent. That's the word I'm looking for. I understand the altercation earlier began with an argument between the Major and Mademoiselle Angeline.
Angeline is her own woman now. She can fight her own battles. She does not need her husband to be stepping in.
Ma'am, did you forget that this is the 1800s?
And what battles would they be?
Nothing that concerns you, detective.
Then why'd you bring it up? I'm not sure what I expected asking Vandenbosch about private matters. Your daughter invited me to find the blackmailer.
Keep your volume down! She had no right to do such a thing. As soon as the other ladies get wind that there was a police officer in-house, the whole town will know.
Perhaps you should be more focused on catching the blackmailer that is holding your family's name to ransom
Right?
than what the chattering women of the town will say.
What a... I think her priorities are a little bit off, huh, friends?
I care more about what those chattering women, as you so rudely describe them, have to say than the empty threat of an anonymous letter.
Yeah, she is the worst. I agree.
Your daughter does not agree. In fact, it has been suggested that one of tonight's guests may know more than they are willing to show.
Where's her status? True, but like, would you rather have a blackmailer be caught and being put on trial for blackmailing you versus being like, no one can know that we have been blackmailed, blah blah blah. What about the chattering? What about what the chattering women would say about what's in the letter? Yeah, the thing is that you can have someone say, oh, I have been blackmailed, and it's like, oh, they've been blackmailed, I wonder what it's for. Or people can find out once you have emptied your pockets to the point where you literally cannot give them any more money, and then they come out with whatever secret it was. Like, this is a lose-lose situation. One is much less loss.
The guests? You mean our friends? You can't honestly believe one of them would be so petty to send a letter like that.
I'm
Oh,
saying
officer,
it's the major currently.
you have not changed.
I must thank you for your hospitality tonight.
I suppose it is only polite to say you're welcome.
I guess it's only polite to say your hands don't look like twigs that snapped off a dead tree.
Madame is as quick-witted as I remember.
What a shame there is nothing as memorable about you but your lack of respect.
Wow! Wait, she does remember you. You have not changed. She's just rude. Yeah, she is! Jesus Christ. I should have known getting into a verbal battle with Madame would not be easily won. Lady, I'm sure that a stiff breeze could take you the fuck out. We don't need to fight. Perhaps you should tell me about your family secret, the one your daughter is protecting.
What do you mean, protecting? She hasn't gone and paid that silly ransom, has she?
It was Monsieur Demire that accepted the cost. He paid it because your daughter believes there may be something to hide.
For heaven's sake! Why do you think it was addressed to her and not I in the first place? Because they knew I would throw it in the rubbish where it...
Madame, if there is something you are keeping, it would be wise to tell me now. It may help in identifying the culprit.
How is she not the one being blackmailed? Yeah, no, literally. I'm pretty sure, from what we've figured out so far, is that we think that they are targeting Angeline because she is more of an easy target than Cassandra is. Because Cassandra would not fall for actually, like, one, believing it, and two, actually paying the money. Whereas Angeline is much more tender-hearted and a little bit more stupid. Just a little bit more stupid. And more willing to do that. Because she would not be the one who would allow themselves to submit to extortion.
And it would be wise for you to stay out of my family's business. If I require your help, I shall ask for it. But don't hold your breath.
I love how they keep saying that Angeline is, like, mature and stuff, but you can still very much so see her naivete, which is interesting.
Merci. An enchanting conversation, as always.
Yeah, it was lovely to speak to you again, Cassandra. I so enjoy our talks. Let us have another one soon. Plot twist, it's the guy who she's marrying, so he paid himself. I mean, hey, that would get you in the good graces of Angeline. News of the continued factory strikes. Workers demanding a fair treatment by Jacqueline Conrad. Jacqueline Duck. And is trying to scam money out of them. It's possible. I'm still feeling like it might be the Major. Something about the Major has been off since the fact that he, like, followed in Cassandra's tirade previously. And that he's still involved with the family, and that he really doesn't want Angeline to marry the Demire boy. lady.
Allow me
Hello.
to introduce myself. Hercule Poirot.
Hercule Poirot.
Detective Hercule Poirot? I heard we were being joined by one of the King's finest officers.
How do you pronounce her name? Margot? Is it Margot? Margot. That's so... I have never seen Margot spelt like that before. Holy crap. I hope you all caught my horrified expression when I saw that name. I was just like... yes, so this takes place in France. The only reason that I got Margot is because I was like, the ending is spelt like Despero the mouse. So maybe that's similar? Maybe? My French-speaking partner is currently asleep, so I cannot ask him. Margot. Margot. Margot.
Oui, madame. I see my name precedes me.
Also, she got hella forehead in this picture. She do be looking soft and short, though.
Comtesse Margot de Vos. Charmed, I'm sure.
DeVos.
It is I who is charmed.
Handsome, well-mannered, and a man of the law. I did not expect such a fine caliber of gentleman at this party.
Comtesse, your compliments are enough to make a young detective blush.
Okay, her hands are horrifying as well. Maybe this company just can't render hands very well, because her hands are also like super skeletal looking. I don't like it. So far, the body horror of this game is hands and teeth and foreheads. Foreheads, hands, and teeth. Finally someone recognized Poirot for his awesomeness. Yeah, only person so far that has not met him previously that knows who he is. So, besides flattery, what is it you do?
I fill my time mostly with charity work. The number of those less fortunate only continues to grow.
How very admirable.
One must remain humble.
And which side of the engagement brings you here?
I have been a close friend to the Van den Bosch family for, well, heaven knows how long.
I can't tell how old she is supposed to be. Because her portrait, she looks older, but her model looks younger, like Angeline. I'm gonna assume older?
You must have known the late Viscount then.
Indeed, we had been friends since our school days. His passing was very hard on both Cassandra and young Angeline.
Okay, so...
I became a sort of protector of them both after his death. A guardian angel, if you will.
So... Huh? Sora is in Kingdom Hearts? In Smash. Wait. Sora is in Smash? What? Honey. Do you remember when I called that weeks ago? And you were like, no, that's not possible. Sora's in Smash, folks. It's been announced. She's actually a 1,200-year-old vampire. 1,200-year young vampire. She's very pretty. I like her beauty marks. But yeah, apparently she's the same age as Cassandra, but I've learned that friendship in these higher social circles can be nothing more than a facade to remain in that position. Perhaps the Comtesse is vying for Madame Van den Bosch's position. Also, I must say, I nearly said facade. I know it's not that. I know it is facade. But sometimes looking at that word, facade. It was quite a shock to see the Major lying in the hall like that.
You will find Felix at the center of any trouble, especially when it concerns the ladies of the house.
I just realized her necklace isn't actually 3D modeled, it's just painted onto her skin.
I understand he has made himself quite at home here.
He's in the center. So wait, Felix is in the center of all altercations or trouble, especially when it comes to dealing with women. I don't like the sound of that. More of a tattoo. Yeah, it definitely shows that she's a vampire, right? It's soul-bound to her, clearly.
What an understatement. He thinks his friendship with Cassandra entitles him to anything and everything in the house, including certain opinions of how young Angeline lives her life.
Ooh, he's fucking Cassandra! Ooh.
He does not approve of Monsieur Demire?
You'd have to ask him. Or rather, speak with Gideon's brother. He will have something to say about Felix, I am sure.
So, it seems that Margot doesn't really approve of the, fraternizing that the Major and Cassandra are doing. The Comtesse is well versed in drawing one in with delicious bait, and then leaving them biting on the line. Another conversation with Monsieur Zachariah is in order.
A strapping young man. Angeline has found herself a good one. They certainly make a handsome couple.
Speaking with them both, it is plain to see, even to one that is unexperienced in such emotions, that there is a great deal of love between them.
When they are together, it is obvious for all to see, even at such a young age. But who are we to judge what the heart wants?
It has been a pleasure conversing. I look forward to our next tete-a-tete.
Tete-a-tete. What if we find out he protects the ladies since the dead Vicomte were buddies with Major, and now he pays some favor to the dead man by protecting the family? Possible. Highly possible. We'll find out. No secrets are safe from us, the ultimate detective. Hercule Poirot. Wow, 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 wow. So it seems that pretty much everyone else is upstairs then.
Fire away.
Hi, Zachariah.
detective.
Or Zach. You wanted us to call you Zach. That seems like such a weird nickname for the time period, at least. Like, Zach just seems so, like, 90s to me. Especially just, like, Z-A-K. I get the feeling you do not have much fondness for the Major.
The major pain in the ass.
Uh-huh.
Why should I? It doesn't take a detective to work out the sort of man he really is. You must have seen it, right?
Seen what?
I have my own history with the Major, but that is a story best not told.
I think it's a story best told now. It can't be any worse than what he did to us during the war.
What?
You fought together in the war?
We were on opposing sides.
Oh. I have stumbled upon a delicate subject. It may be best to avoid it altogether.
The subject of war is a difficult topic for everyone. Perhaps it is best to discuss something else.
Major is a traitor?
If you had seen what I have, what he has done, you wouldn't side with him.
I am taking no sides, monsieur. It is just not conversation fit for a party. Perhaps it is best I take my leave.
Oh shit. Well then. So there's one thing I can mix here. Yeah, so the bottle of alcohol is definitely because he's
What a
drinking.
revelation!
I could not even fathom drinking that much alcohol, especially in one evening. He likes to drink. Talk to him again. I don't know what war would be referenced in this time frame. We're in the 1800s. I don't remember what year, though. Okay. Can I not? Can't look at the letter right now. Bleh. Fine. Oh no. What happened, Aki? So, Major doesn't like Gideon. Brothers have a history with the Major. Sandra's keen to avoid the argument. Differing status. Gideon looking forward to family fortune. Well, yeah, isn't that kind of the idea that you were going for?
The pieces of the puzzle are finally coming together.
I wouldn't say it to his face, but I don't think the Major's place to cast... I wouldn't say it to his face, but I don't think it's the Major's place to cast judgment on Gideon. The Major intended to warn Angeline. Well, at least it went well. You know? Kind of like a peanut butter milkshake, just not frozen. That sounds horrifying. I just want you to know that. That sounds absolutely horrifying. Milk with jalapeno slices. Ugh. And they said the library on the first floor, so let us head up there. Sonic did a milkshake with jalapenos. Huh. Interesting. Not sure how I'd feel about that. Library? Library.
I told you,
Yeah,
you're
yeah, I
barking
know
up
Sonic
the
is-
wrong tree. I'm not a reporter.
Yeah, Sonic is a restaurant. And they have their, what was it, like, half-off drinks at, like, 5 p.m. or something? Their food's pretty good, as well.
But you're going to want to hear this. You could interview me now.
Called Pilk. Blech. Happy hour. Happy hour drinks. The thing that I would always get was their cherry limeade. Cherry limeade.
And why would I want to spend my evening doing that?
Okay, can I just say, I am in love with Jackie. Hello? Hi.
The world needs to know. You want to sell papers, I want the truth to be known. Win-win.
I came here to enjoy myself, not to hear a second string version of...
I was there. I saw the whole thing, including who was ruining the show.
Ruining the show.
All right, I'll bite. Let's talk later.
Hi.
Bonjour. Are you a guest of Mademoiselle Angeline or Monsieur Demire?
Do I know you?
Ernesto.
Where are my manners? I am Hercule Poirot.
The lawman.
Oui, monsieur. Detective Poirot. And you are?
Ernesto da Silva.
A pleasure, monsieur.
So what is it you do?
I'm a man of business.
I see.
I see. Is there a particular area of business that is your focus?
Overseas investments, international relations. I also own a number of factories in the city.
The only major war the Major would have been involved in would likely be the Napoleonic Wars in the early 1800s. A man of few words. This may become more like drawing blood from a stone than a back-and-forth conversation.
Très bien. Monsieur has many talents.
Am I right in thinking the late Vicomte was interested in such business affairs?
We work together as partners, yes.
You must know the Van den Bosch family well, then.
I helped Madame Van den Bosch, if and when she needs me.
Monsieur referred to Madame Van den Bosch as Cassandra before quickly retracting. Perhaps they're closer than he's willing to say. You witnessed the altercation between the Major and Monsieur Demire, oui?
I did. But frankly, I have no time for childish school fights.
You are not aware of the circumstances that started it, then?
I heard something about a cigar. Only Felix would be petty enough to get riled up by something so menial.
Of course, there were also the Japanese Civil War where the British and the French supported different parties, but other than that, I cannot really find any wars involving the two countries during the 1800s. So Major may be with Napoleon, the other guy would be with European power?
A cigar?
Yes, Monsieur Demire had one of Felix's precious cigars. If you ask me, they won't be the real thing anyway.
Won't be the real thing. Fake cigars? Not from Cuba? Major would have been against France since, if I recall, he's British. Yeah, I think he's British as well. I'm pretty sure he is British. I'm pretty sure Cassandra is also British, but her husband is French, and then Angeline gained the French accent. And they live in somewhere near Brussels. I would not expect two children to act that way, let alone two supposed distinguished gentlemen.
Distinguished gentlemen? It was two alpha males going head to head. Master Gideon came out the victor.
Surely we have passed the days where shows of unnecessary brute strength impress anyone.
Also, you can tell that the Major is British by the fact that his teeth are huge. When he opens his mouth, it's horrifying. He's just like all teeth.
When it comes to the protection of a woman, we are far from it. Man will always return to their most primitive form.
Also, he's a redhead, which I don't think is really a French trait.
Mademoiselle Angeline, the Major has no place to feel threatened. Monsieur Gideon is to become her husband.
Possible. We were trying to figure out where Archibald is from, because he has a thicker accent, and we were saying that he might be from Scotland or Irish. Couldn't tell which place, though.
And he has spent the last however many years supporting them, as he calls it, clutching on to whatever he can.
Merci for your time. It has been most intriguing.
Is it? I can't tell the difference personally, though I can't really distinguish accents unless they're like super strong. Perhaps the happy couple's engagement has someone in a particularly romantic mood. Looks like the happy couple are planning their honeymoon, but are undecided on the destination. I love that we're just openly snooping around in their stuff. So many countries and cultures to experience. I hope to one day see them all with my own eyes. I could spend every waking moment reading about the adventures of characters within these books. Also, look how big these books are. Look at the size of them compared to his head. These are huge books, man. Irish is more in the tongue, while Scottish is more in the throat. Huh, interesting. Encyclopedia. They can't all be encyclopedias. Potential murder weapon found. books weighing as heavy as bricks. There are enough mysteries in this house without being distracted by a fictional one. Aw, you don't like Nancy Drew? Poirot. That is really hard to say. Especially in the library with the book.
Aha.
Roaring fire. I could stand and gaze into the flame for hours. It must be from the library. I wonder if its story would match the excitement of this weekend. Also, whoever has this library, whoever's in charge of it, they need to clean, because this entire library just has random stacks of books everywhere.
Huh.
If I had a love of my own to declare, I would surely take inspiration from them. Oh look, it's you, Hugo, the one who I'm sure is going to be real annoying to deal with. 1, 2. Okay, let's do these first before we get more strings, because that'll just make everything more confusing. Okay, so Hugo and Jackie, heated discussion. Jackie, newspaper. Hugo and Jackie, heated discussion. Major's been around since before the Vicomte's death. Longtime friends.
Order and method. That is the way.
Ernesto is fond of Cassandra. Ernesto helped out the family. Brothers aren't close. They're in the middle of reorganizing it. Maybe. Are they really gonna...
I must take a different approach if I am to uncover the truth.
What's the family? Helped out the family. Who's Vanessa? You mean Cassandra?
Things are beginning to become clearer.
There's only so much help you can receive before you're simply relying on someone. What do the family still need assistance with? Still need help. Longtime friends. Detective Cassandra. He's been around for a long time.
Is there something I am...
Ernesto is fond of Cassandra. Does it want me to hook up the two heated discussions to each other?
Come, my little grey cells.
It's gonna tell me which one it is now. Is it not? Oh, okay. He does a lot of cherry work.
I cannot see the logic.
I hate it when they connect them to their own...
Some would say a lucky guess. I would say a moment of genius.
For what? Oh. We'll just won a gift card for game. Nice. Bazinga. My god, Aki, you don't know any of these people's names, do you? Vanessa and DeWitt? You mean Cassandra and Demir? And which Demir do you mean? There's two of them. Huh.
Like,
very nice.
And I just checked that.
Nice. Good job. Congrats. So I meant to do it. Because when you write DeWitt, I'm like, Booker DeWitt. Where? It's clear the Major is close to the family and some connection between... Oh my god, I can't read today. It's clear the Major is close to the family and has some connection to both Cassandra and Angeline. And this one has a connection as well. You know, like the person from Star Wars. DeWitt? DeWitt from Star Wars. I don't think I've ever heard that name in reference to Star Wars, though I have not watched most of the movies, so I could be wrong. Oh, like DeWitt. Ah, I see. DeWitt. Gideon had one of the Major's cigars. He went to go calm down. Brothers have history with the Major. Be history, and then he took a cigar.
I must act on thought and... Magnifique.
Would the Major really start a physical fight over Gideon stealing a cigar? Talk to Zachariah. Okay. Well, that's unfortunate that I didn't do that when I was downstairs. Okay. It looks quite valuable and delicate. I shall resist the temptation to inspect it any further. You're excused. I've often found myself thinking on the prospect of traveling, perhaps one day. Hi, my honey.
Huh.
Gazing at the stars is truly one of life's simple pleasures.
Ah.
The fallen snow has laid a beautiful white blanket on the countryside that surrounds the house. Dad must have a great interest in the religious saints to have so much material on them.
Oh.
It looks quite valuable and delicate. I'm gonna talk to Jackie last because I think I'm gonna like Jackie.
Allow me to introduce myself.
So, the
Hercule
ears.
Poirot.
Why were they small again? On the top of my head? Is that what you mean? Well, I mean, it's mostly so that they don't, like, you know, block the whole screen. Because if they're big, right? If they're upright and they're big, that would be blocking even more of the screen than I already am. And that would be a little inconvenient. Yeah, but see, they wiggle separate to the rest of my, like, hair to show you that they are, in fact, not hair. Ah, my nose itchy. Itchy nose. Ah. Because, like, when I'm gonna talk to Hugo, when Hugo pops up on my side, you'll see that I'm only, like, a little bit shorter than them. Like, you can basically just see their faces.
Hugo Beckers. A pleasure.
See what I mean? So if they were big, it would be covering his face.
I hope I am not disturbing you. I often find myself at a loose end at parties such as these.
I can already tell that Hugo is going to be a pain in the ass to deal with.
I've never been referred to as a loose end before, but it is always good to make a new acquaintance.
Perhaps we should start with pleasantries.
There is no better way to understand one's purpose in life. I stand up for the workers that cannot do it themselves.
I would be in front of Poirot, but that would also mean that I have to move a lot of things to make sure that everything is still in the right place. Unfortunately.
You work with a union?
Union leader, well, that is my formal title. But I see myself as more than just that. So much more. I am the face of the people. A voice in the void when there is none.
Very spirited. You have quite the way with words.
So sit back, relax, and enjoy a healthy dose of prolonged eye contact. 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 Prolonged eye contact.
I hope Hope you liked your healthy dose of prolonged eye contact.
In my line of work, it is essential. Some fight with their fists, but I believe words are the ultimate weapon. I have been working with Gideon for quite some time. We are doing great things together. Great things.
I was not aware he was part of the Union.
Why is their talking so loud? Am I only just now realizing this? Their talking is so loud.
Well, he's not exactly. But he is an ally in the battle we face. Without his support, our uphill struggle would surely be a climb. Hopefully my talks with De Silva will help him see the light.
I walked in upon your heated discussions, shall we say, with Mademoiselle Conrad earlier.
I don't know what you think you heard, but it was a private matter and I appreciate if you kept it to yourself.
If you were screaming about it in a room full of people, that's not a private matter anymore. You have announced it to the rest of the group. Just saying.
I can assure you, Monsieur Beckers, your conversation is exactly that. Yours.
Yeah, I can't tell where he's from. He has an accent, but it, like, goes away.
Then maybe we should just leave it there.
There's something more to that conversation. If there's nothing to hide, why are both parties so hesitant to elaborate? Perhaps now is not the time to press it.
Merci. If I find myself at a loss again, I shall certainly return.
I don't think that he is American.
A pleasure to make your acquaintance.
Likewise. You're not from around here, are you?
The person who is American is Jackie.
My name is Hercule Poirot. I am a friend of Mademoiselle, soon to be Madame, Angeline.
I see. Jacqueline Conrad. No doubt you've heard the name before.
I am rather embarrassed to say I have not, Madame.
Liar. We just read about her paper.
No need for the madame. I'm not married. Just call me Jackie.
I love the transatlantic accent.
Oui, Jackie.
How is it that you've come to be a guest here tonight?
Here's the thing. I'm one of those people you want to know, and not be on the wrong side of.
Perhaps it would be wise for me to remain on your good side.
It's the best place to be. You wouldn't believe what a couple of positive stories can do for a family name, or a career.
Can I repeat that I'm in love with Jackie? I love her. She's pretty cool. I like her.
And that is what you have done for the Van den Bosch family?
A little help goes a long way, and from what I have seen, the ladies deserve some positive support.
Yes. Women supporting women. It's because she's like you. You don't know that.
I heard, and it
Oh, I
doesn't
didn't read it.
surprise me. There will always be someone trying to get something out of someone else. People are only out to help themselves.
That is a rather pessimistic way of thinking.
But it's the truth. And in my experience, more often than not, it's someone the victim knows, and knows pretty well.
You make me question those I consider friends.
And maybe you should. If you have something you don't want the world knowing, just keep it to yourself.
True. The only person that can keep a secret is you or a dead person. It may be the nature of her work, but she lacks any sense of compassion for those who may fall victim to such betrayal. When I entered, you were talking with gentlemen.
That's what we call eavesdropping.
Pardon.
It's not eavesdropping if you're
didn't mean to pry.
screaming it in a room full of people. It's not eavesdropping.
And with respect, I don't think it's really any of your business.
But, Jackie, I'm a detective. You work for a newspaper. We could work together. This could be a great symbiotic relationship. That is certainly not what I was expecting. Mademoiselle Conrad is a force of her own. I shall have to play my cards right with her.
I must take my leave.
Hi, Jackie. None. 2. Okay, so Jackie dismisses Hugo's argument. He resists elaborating. Jackie has a blackmailer theory. Hugo was invited by Gideon. Gideon is a supporter of the unions. The brothers aren't close.
I must take a different approach if I am to uncover the truth.
Resistant to elaborate.
I should not be surprised by my own skills of deduction.
I should revisit this argument. Something does not feel right about their joint secrecy. Hugo and Jackie's argument seems significant. As a blackmailer theory. Believes that the blackmailer must be close to the family, knowing such personal secrets. Who is that close?
This will not get me any closer to my goal.
Is it going to be the Major again?
Another success. I never doubted myself.
Ask about the union stuff. There is a chance the Major is involved in the blackmail somehow. What is the extent of Felix's possible involvement?
Monsieur Poirot, is there something else I can help you with?
Merci. If I find myself at a loss again, I shall certainly return.
Oh, okay. You said no. Hi, Jackie. Do you have anything else to tell me?
Back so soon? What can I...
I must take my leave.
Well, I do have to speak to Zachariah downstairs. Mr. De Silva, do you have anything to say about what you have heard? Because you literally were staring at us while we were talking.
Is there something else you need?
No.
Merci for your time.
Okay, bye. Is that all the guests accounted for? I'm gonna assume that Angeline and Angeline and Gideon are upstairs? Away somewhere? Because I haven't seen them. Hi, Zachariah.
Fire away, detective.
I don't mean to dampen the celebrations, but would you like me to fetch you a glass of water?
I have a drink, but thanks anyway.
I just would not like to see things get out of hand.
Don't you worry about me. I've got it covered.
Something tells me his excessive drinking is not in celebration of his, I don't know how to say that word, engagement. His something's engagement. His recollection of war makes me think it may be something more serious. It's a shame things escalated so much over just a cigar.
Gideon said they were the Majors, but I didn't think he would miss just one.
Ah, it was you that took the cigar.
Pfft. Me? Okay, detective, you twisted my arm. It was me. But I didn't even get a chance to smoke it. Gideon snatched it out of my hand. I'm sure he could afford to replace it.
And the Major saw Monsieur Gideon holding the cigar, assuming he had taken it. It was all a misunderstanding. So why the following altercation?
Perhaps it is best I take my leave.
For error. Rare. Honey. It was a word. It was F-R-E-R-E. Yeah, it means brother. Huh. Rare. Brother. Okay, bye.
I am all yours.
Monsieur de Silva claimed he helped Madame Vandenbosch when required?
He would say that. I mean, financially, yes. But what else does that man have to offer?
I cannot imagine Madame Vandenbosch would be one to request financial help.
After Edwin, the Viscount, died, the family was left in a rather unfavorable position. She wasn't requesting, chérie. She was begging.
They could have just said brother. They didn't have to say a random weird French word.
I see.
Let's just keep that between us. It's a rather sore subject for her.
So he was for Napoleon and Major was for British, Scottish, Irish during Napoleon War. I guess? We haven't been confirmed as to which it was, but I think so. It didn't take much for the Comtesse to reveal private matters of the Madame's business. I'm not so sure I would be willing to divulge any information to her. You mentioned the Madame's friendship with the Major.
You are quite inquisitive, aren't you?
I'm literally a detective.
I believe it is called small talk, no?
There is small talk, and there is prying.
Once again, I am a detective.
I assure you that is not my intention.
Monsieur, please. I know a nosy gossip hound when I see one. We can smell our own. The Major isn't worth a minute of your time, though.
Well, then if he's not worth it, you might as well just tell me. You know, just to make sure.
You are not a fan of his.
I'd hit him with my fan, monsieur. Any man that can treat a lady the way he does doesn't deserve to be in his position.
Yeah, I have a lot of snacks. Are you judging me? Yeah, go away. Stop judging my snacks. I like having snacks. I haven't had lunch.
And what position is that, may I ask?
Me. I don't want to go outside. If you want to go outside, go ahead. Outside. Okay. Love you. Bye. Good luck on your phone call. I'm pretty sure they also did hear that, yes. I love you too. Don't go into the out, it is dangerous. You have no idea, Jade. Like, I nearly got blown over by the wind going back home today.
Lording over Cassandra like she's the help. He shouts at her like she's a stray cat that's wandered into the house. Madness.
That pronunciation of that name. Cassandra. No, he's not leaving. He's going and doing a phone call first. We've been trying to figure out stuff. Oh, jeez. It is something I never really thought I would hear. Madame was really into... It's something I never thought I would hear. Madame was ready to physically escort me out of the house when I arrived to investigate Mademoiselle's missing bracelet, and yet she allows the Major to get away with murder. There must be a reason as to why she would be so accepting of such behavior.
It has been a pleasure conversing. I look forward to our next tete-a-tete.
We've been trying to figure out rent stuff. International banks and everything. Yeah. She might not necessarily have the feels for the Major, but they are definitely doing the doobly-doo. Hi, Cassandra.
Let's make this quick, detective.
I understand that the Major is not fond of Angeline's husband-to-be.
You can make whatever assumptions you wish.
Based on several accounts, it seems as though the Major has a certain level of disdain for him and his brother.
Felix is merely protecting both my daughter and the Van den Bosch name.
Why?
Protecting them from what exactly?
That is a question best asked to them.
You must be elated at the news of Mademoiselle Angeline's engagement.
Gideon is a fine, educated young man from a well-respected family.
I don't know why, but every time she talks, I feel like she sounds like the mom from Corpse Bride, if you guys know what I'm talking about. Victoria's mom. That's who she reminds me of.
All important when considering a new son-in-law.
A good home and education speaks volumes about a man. Even in the short time they have been engaged, his noble character is obvious.
Wait,
If
I'm
you
gonna
were
check
an
that.
educated man, you would know that.
Wow. Seriously? You have to insult me right now? Bruh. Calling me uneducated? How rude of you. I'm here to help you and your daughter. And you're just a bitch. Zoe Wanamaker. If you're an educated woman, you would know throwing insults as much as you do is not very becoming. Career 80s to She's apparently played several people named Cassandra. She's also been in several Agatha Christie movies, apparently, this voice actress. Madame. She is a madame with more mad than the damn. Apparently the person I'm thinking that she sounds like is Joanna Lumley, but it's not her, so I shall crunch.
I can assure you, madame, my education is not one to be sneered at.
And yet you remain a mere detective. Perhaps it is your choices
A
then
mere detective.
that are to be questioned.
Merci. An enchanting conversation, as always.
Yeah, I love our conversations, Cassandra. I can't wait for our next one. You are always a joy to be around. Thank you so much for gracing me with your presence. Gideon looking forward to family fortune. Hastily arranged marriage.
Some would say a lucky guess. I would say a moment of genius.
Monsieur Gideon could be marrying into the family purely for financial gain. Oh god, this is such a big web here. I wonder if it means that she's pregnant. Could be. It could be. Or she thinks Cassandra thinks that they can gain something from him. So Ernesto worked with the Major. Major possibly involved in blackmail?
Order and method. That little grey cells.
Oh, too far. What else is new? Yeah, I am using Streamlabs. Why? What do you mean?
Things are beginning to become clearer.
I cannot tell if Margot's dislike for the Major comes from a genuine place or jealousy. Like, game full screen and see chat in game. I never have an option where you can actually see the chat in my, but I do have a full screen version. Jackie somewhat knows the family. Jackie knows a lot about the guests. Major is possibly involved in blackmail. House staff knows blackmail reason. Blackmailer wishes family to leave the manor. Oh, there's none to put together.
Fire away, detective.
Perhaps.
I guess I have nothing to say to you, sorry.
I am all yours, detective.
It has been a pleasure.
I wonder if Emily is still... Elizabeth is still around. Oh. Monsieur Sterling is talking on the phone. Almost too loud to ignore.
Vanden Bosch residence, how may I help you? Yes, yes, of course. Please hold for one moment. Sir? Yes, a call for you. Shall I direct it straight through to you in the study now? Very good, sir.
I just have been asking all streamers because I can't get it to work. Well, so what I did previously was basically you make another box that is a browser source, if I remember correctly. And with that browser source, you can put in the actual link to the Twitch chat. Because there is a link for Twitch chat. And then you put that link in, and then that browser source will show just the chat.
What
I don't
can
know
do
if they've
for you?
updated it to something specifically new. What can I do for you? The Major's made himself quite at home here.
Yes, he has been here for some time now. Lady Vanden Bosch has been very good to let him stay so long.
I wouldn't know about the VR end. I haven't done any VR streams or anything like that.
Would you say he has become part of the family?
He's always been very vocal about how he stands the ladies in high regards, and so he should.
Merci. You have been most helpful.
Thanks, Archie. A note. The staff rota for the evening. 4 people are assigned. Is this enough staff to proceed with tonight's events? Staff rota Friday. All-day service. Archibald, Elizabeth, Igna, and Rahana. Kitchen. Breakfast family, lunch family, dinner party. Service. Breakfast family, lunch family, dinner party, evening service, housekeeping, morning family, evening, turn down service. That's a lot of work for 4 people. The staff live and work in this house and with the Van Bosch family. It would not be surprising for them to know more than the family would expect or want. I would have thought with such a tight schedule I'd find at least one staff member here. I think it's time I joined the party. Oh, sorry. Some information regarding a shelter for women coming from troubled homes and backgrounds. Never underestimate servant intel network, like Sherlock with his orphans. The thing is that servants' role was literally to disappear into the house, basically. Like, they were supposed to not be seen. That is literally their job. You pay them to do that. So of course, you're gonna get used to not seeing them, you know? So of course, they will also hear things that they're not supposed to hear. Oh. Always be kind to people who are serving you. You never know what they know or what they have had to deal with.
Is there something else you need?
You take care of them, they will take care of you. You've done business with other guests at this party.
It seems someone has been asking around about me.
Only polite curiosity, I can assure you.
Well, you would be right. Although working with the Viscount caused me much less grief.
Grief, monsieur?
Let's just say we didn't always see eye to eye. And if neither side is prepared to back down, there is a problem.
The mindset that allowed for servants like that is what's really scary. Agreed, because it really just takes them down from being people. Which is shitty. There's a book that I want to read. I believe it's called Under the Stairs or Upstairs, Downstairs. It's something like that, but basically it's about servants in the time period and it's written by a servant from the time period. And she's a little bit scathing, as you can probably imagine. There's obviously more to learn about the goings-on between Monsieur de Silva and the Major. It certainly does not sound like a positive business relationship.
Merci for your time.
Yeah, sure.
It has been most intriguing.
Hi, Jackie.
Back so soon?
Oh,
I must
else. Hi, Jackie. Hugo.
Monsieur Poirot?
Hi,
Merci.
Hugo. Maybe I can go talk to the Major outside. If he's still out there, that is. Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking. No, apparently not. Aki, we share the same brain cell today. And I can't go in here, right? No. My nose itchy. Bleh. Itchy nose. Okay. I have one thing I can do here. Major views the family as high class. So the issue is differing statuses.
Another success.
The Major may feel that associating with the Demir family may lower the Van den Bosch name. I wonder if this is the limit of his negativity. Possible drop in status. Potential financial intentions.
I should not be surprised by my own skills of deduction.
It's clear the Major does not see the Demir brothers in a good light. What does his thoughts toward them have to do with the couple's relationship? Major thinks the Demirs are bad for the family. Major intended to warn Angeline.
The pieces of the puzzle of...
Major clearly doesn't want the wedding to go ahead. Monsieur Gideon's reason for punching the Major was perhaps valid after learning of the reason he was against the wedding. I'm not sure if I have the brain cell, to be honest. There's nothing I can do here. Okay. To speak to Margot again. Hi, Kasu. I'm just gonna cough into existence and tell you that I'll send you the video in low quality soon, so you can stare at all the spelling mistakes for you to point out to me. Sounds good, sounds good. Wait, you're already done? I thought you said you were gonna be done with it this week. I didn't think that you meant, oh, by the way, tomorrow it will basically be done. Hello? Sir? Did they ever say how and or when the Vicomte died? No, they didn't. So supposedly, mostly subtitles. Well, I'm good at subtitling, so I will definitely tell you what I said. Since I know that I can sort of just go blah 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 when I'm talking sometimes. We know that blah 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 blah. So we know that the Vicomte died when Angeline was a younger person. The thing is, unfortunately, they used the same model for Angeline. They just made her taller, so we don't actually know how old she was in either of these situations. We, like, who knows? We just knows that, we just know that several years have passed.
Fire away, detective.
Hi, Zach.
Perhaps it is best I take my leave.
FK and the coffee. Remember that, Zach. We just knows that she is taller now. Yeah, that's what we knows is.
Let's make this...
I was passing and I noticed the butler's pantry was locked.
Locked? That is absurd. They should be constantly coming back and forth from there if they are hiding from their work again. What is it you want in my staff area anyway?
I was about to say, I really hope that I didn't just get them in trouble.
I only mention it as I was hoping to speak to some staff members. But if they are busy...
Be a good fellow and make sure they aren't slacking off in there. It shan't take you long.
So you're telling me she's only nice to me when I can do a favor for her? You are absolutely a rotted woman. I hope you know that. It may not have been the permission I was expecting, but I shall take it nonetheless. I shall try the pantry again.
Merci. An enchanting conversation, as always.
As is everybody. Always nicer when favors are needed. Yeah, but usually they're nice to you before they want the favors, not yelling at you.
I am all yours, detective.
Is it the women's shelter you work with?
Work with? I built it from the ground up, detective.
Ooh. Entrepreneur.
My admiration continues to grow.
Women supporting women, hell yeah.
While my husband, the Honorable Count de Vos, is always busy with his duties, I found myself at rather a loose end. I could not bear wasting my days with no purpose.
I always wanted to say no to favors because I'm a rebel. Just because rebel.
And one day, while shopping in the city, I noticed the abundance of young women living and begging on the streets. Dirty and hungry, without a franc to their name.
Without a franc.
It is horrifying to think of how so many must live their lives while others live a life of such selfish opulence.
I hope that was not a backhanded comment on the life I live, detective.
Far from it, Countess. You are using your wealth to better the lives of the less fortunate. It is commendable work you do.
Emma, it is fun. It is fun when it's like, oh, hey, can you do this for me? And it's just like, no. Why not? 'Cause I don't want to. Detective. Detective?
It is, isn't it?
Do I need to make her sound like One Last Kiss? Like, it is, isn't it? One last kiss. So, for anyone who's not understanding what I'm saying, I am... I am speaking to Kasu about Paradise Killer, which I played a while back. He is currently working on a video of me playing Paradise Killer. And apparently, while I was playing Paradise Killer, I wouldn't really voice act anyone except for One Last Kiss, who I gave a sultry French accent. So every time she would come on, I'd be like, blah, 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 blah. One last kiss. Hello. Like, and I don't know why. Apparently, that was just how I felt about her as a character. Hey, could you? No. What? But I didn't even... Yeah, no. Of course that no becomes less fun when it's a teacher asking you to solve a math problem. Can you solve this? No. Why not? I'm stupid. So just tell her to do her own math problems, don't put them on others. Ma'am, you're supposed to be teaching us math. If you don't know how to solve a math problem, that sounds like you are failing at being a teacher right now. How to get a detention 101. Ooh. The work the Comtesse is doing will go a long way to improve the lives of those who need it so badly. I only wish there was more positions such as hers who would see the divide in our society and use their wealth to bring plight to an end.
It has been a pleasure conversing. I look forward to our next tete-a-tete.
Tete-a-tete. I've never been to detention. I mean, I guess that's technically true. I've been suspended before, but I've never been to detention. So, do you guys want to hear the story of why I was suspended? I got in-house suspension. So, like, you have to still come to school, but you're suspended. Catholic school, am I right? I'm sorry, I don't really think it's appropriate for a child to find your ex or find out why. I was such a good boy that I never even got thrown out of the room. I got sent to detention for repeatedly wearing a colored headband. Bruh. So, why I got in-house suspension. Mind you, this is a private Catholic school, so had to wear a uniform, all of that, right? What happened was, I was 12, mind you. I told another 12-year-old, I bet you don't know the difference between an alligator and a crocodile. I literally said that exact sentence. I bet you don't know the difference between an alligator and a crocodile, which is really just like, that is a me statement right there. That is so something I would say, right? Because it is. And one of the things is you're not allowed to have a cell phone on the property. You're not even allowed to have it on the sidewalk outside of the property. If they see you with a cell phone on the sidewalk, they will literally walk up to you and take your cell phone from you, even though you're not on the property anymore, right? So they wouldn't let me call my mom on my cell phone. They made me call her from the school phone. So I called my mom from the school phone and I was like, hey, They were wanting to give me in-house suspension for telling another student, I bet you don't know the difference between an alligator and a crocodile. Mind you, what the other student was saying was like literally cursing at me. And my return statement was, I bet you don't know the difference between alligator and crocodile, because she had called me fucking stupid. So my response was essentially, no you. So my mom comes to the school and my principal sits down very, very serious, like, do you know why we were brought in today? Do you know why we had to call you in? And my mom was like, yeah, they told me why they got in trouble, but I'm not sure I necessarily believe what they told me. And then my mom repeated, I bet you don't know the difference between an alligator and a crocodile. And the principal was like, yes, that is correct. That is what they said to the other student. And my mom was like, you called me out of work for this? Like, okay. They're not in trouble at home. I'm not upset with them. If that's the worst thing that they can say to another student, that's like, not that bad in comparison. So, are we done? And the principal was just like, yes, we are. You can take them home for the rest of the day, but they need to be here tomorrow in their uniform. The other student, who literally called me fucking stupid, they got a lunch detention, which is only 15 minutes, and I got 3 days of in-house suspension, meaning that I had to sit in the child wing. So we had two wings and they faced each other essentially. So the little kids wing and the teenagers wing faced each other with windows so that you could see you could see into each other's classrooms, right? So I had to sit in the kindergarten class for 3 days in my uniform doing random work as punishment. And essentially the punishment was I didn't get to leave that classroom at all. I didn't even get to go to like the lunchroom. They would bring everything to me, and it was a shame punishment, essentially, like, oh, all of your classmates can see you through the window having to be in the little kids' classroom. Ooh, that type of thing. So yeah, I got in trouble for that. Of course, alligators see you later, crocodiles see you in a while. Yes, John, exactly. Yeah, they didn't like me. So the thing is that there was a lot of politics in that school. Sounds like you kind of failed successfully. No, I had to do work. I had to do the same work, but I didn't get taught on how to do the work for that day. I just had to figure it out. That was fun. But what was I gonna say? Darn it. Oh, so there's a lot of politics in the school. Because it was a private school, like, it costs extra money, right? It's not like a free public school. So me going there at 7th grade versus a student who had been going there since kindergarten, you know, their family had paid a lot more money to the school than my family had. So there was a lot of sort of politics around that whole thing, that there were people that got extra privileges essentially because they had been there longer, which is stupid and not how it should work. But yeah. Sorry about that random aside.
What can I do for you?
Merci.
So you were in trouble for talking back, period. Yeah, pretty much. They said, you're fucking stupid. And I said, I bet you don't know the difference between an alligator and a crocodile. And that was enough for 3 day suspension while they got a 15-minute detention. Woo. Unlocked? I must have caught a staff member at the right time.
Bonjour, mademoiselle.
Oh, monsieur, you startled me.
Hi, Igni.
It was not my intention, mademoiselle. I was hoping to talk with a member of the staff.
I would have gone exorcist on that one and made a cross to do interesting thing.
You are the detective?
I am Detective Hercule Poirot. I only intend to take up a moment of your time.
Madame Van der Bosch will be very hungry if she knows I'm standing talking.
Allow me to worry about Madame.
Please. Forgive me, I did not get your name.
Inga Frank, detective.
From the Norse god of peace and fertility. A most beautiful name.
Merci. It was my grand-mère.
You've all been working very hard this evening.
Oui, detective. Madame was very clear on what was to be prepared for today.
Well, everything looks exquisite. But if I may be blunt, would you not benefit from some more hands?
Monsieur Archie knows how busy we are, especially in the kitchen. I hate when I have to run service.
Merci, mademoiselle. I shall leave you to your work.
Thank you for speaking with me. Oh, the deed is gone. A photo showing 7 members of staff. The house would surely run like clockwork with so many. So Igna is on the end, Elizabeth is third in, and then there's Archie on the men's side. Papers that order the dismissal of a staff member for accessing rooms without permission. Curious. Gromit. Grandmere. Gromit. I was so afraid of saying it wrong, so I just didn't say it. Dear Miss Allard, your position as housemaid within the Van de Bosch residence is hereby officially terminated, with immediate effect for the following reasons. Accessing forbidden areas of the house, refusal to make a sincere apology, emotional distress brought to the family. A reference shall be offered pending future employment. Sincerely, Madame Van de Bosch. Forbidden parts of the house? Alright, I sent you the thing. Have a good shower. Have a good steam. Are you gonna take a shower as well? Oh, you're going outside. Thank you, Kasu. Oh, you're gonna go Tesco? I thought you were gonna go chicken. You're gonna go to game 2? Ooh. Yeah, sure. I'm getting told that I'm gonna be fed. No, so we don't know anything about Florette. Basically, Angeline tried to contact Florette, but they didn't have any information on her. And Elizabeth tried to contact Florette, but they had no phone number or address at all either. Staff photo, staff rota.
Magnifique.
It appears that there are a number of staff missing based on the photo and rota. Why could this be? Insufficient staff. High tensions in the kitchen. Staff termination.
What a revelation.
It appears the missing staff were in fact relieved of their duties. Could there be another reason for letting them go? Whoa, that's a lot of information that it just wanted me to do. Recent staff layoffs. Family taking care of money now.
What a revelation.
If the family are being more cautious with their money, maybe staff were let go for that reason. So talk to Igna, Cassandra, and Archie. This is funny. Well, good thing I didn't go back upstairs yet. I was there for that part, but didn't know if you found out more. No, we haven't found anything else about Florette at all.
Oui, detective. I am at your service.
Madame has recently fired some members of staff, though.
That is not for me to talk about, detective. If Monsieur Archie found out I had said anything out of turn.
I am not asking you to betray your fellow staff or the family. What is said between us remains that way, mademoiselle.
It's only whispers, but the last servant was caught in areas of the house they shouldn't be.
Stay out of the West Wing.
Apparently, they saw something they shouldn't have. Please, detective, if Monsieur Archibald found out I was talking like this with a guest...
My lips are sealed, mademoiselle. Merci, mademoiselle. I shall leave you to your work.
Thank you, Igni. Have a good trip.
Everybody have a good stream with Google. Bye.
Bye-bye. Ow, my headphone. He was doing the ba 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 ba. Are you judging me for not remembering how the song goes?
What can I do for you?
May I be so bold as to ask about the staff of the house?
What have they done? If I have to...
Thank you, Aki. Ba, 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 ba.
No, monsieur. There is not a complaint to be made. It is more the recent layoffs and extra work pressure you all seem to be under I am inquiring about.
We've had to let some of them go. Let's just say their standards didn't live up to what was expected.
Not exactly what the termination papers said.
Merci. You have been most helpful.
I have another connection I can make. Layoffs related to money issues. Family still needs help. Rocky working relationship with the major. Margot looks out for others. Margot does a lot of charity work.
This will not get me any closer to my goal.
Layoffs related to money issues.
Things are beginning to become clearer.
It appeared for a moment at least that the family had organized their financial situation. Okay, speak to Cassandra. Nothing here. One here. Staff know family is hiding something. Remaining staff are overwhelmed. High tensions in kitchen. Archie claims unsatisfactory work.
Order and method. That is the way to... I must take a different approach if I am to uncover the truth.
Forbidden... So, staff knows something in forbidden areas of the house?
I cannot see the logic in this.
Oh. Unsatisfactory work, and... Okay.
I should not be surprised by my own skills of deduction.
The paperwork conflicts with Archibald's account. Only one can be telling the true story. Archie might be hiding something. I think I did too much decorating, now my whole body aches. Aww. A really hot shower or a nice bath would really help. Or like a heating pack, a hot water bottle. That might be nice. Okay. So talk to Cassandra. And talk to Cassandra. Great. But be kind to yourself for the next couple days. You don't want to overstrain yourself too much. Mm-hmm.
Let's make this quick, detective.
As quick as we possibly can, Cassandra. was hoping to explore the house.
The public rooms are not adequate space for you to celebrate my daughter's engagement.
That's good. I'm glad that you got at least a little bit of relief with a heat pack.
Madame, I asked only the limits, as I understand a member of the staff was let go for a similar reason.
Yeah. Probably gonna have a chilled one tonight and a nice bath. That sounds very good. That'll be good for you.
It would benefit you not to listen to whispers and rumors, officer. They did not produce a satisfactory standard of work. There is nothing more to say.
She keeps calling me officer even though I'm a detective. It's very rude.
It is detective, Madame. And it is just that the termination papers detail the matter and proceed to...
Need I remind you again whose house you reside in?
Stop leaving shit that you don't want me to see out in the open. I'm literally a detective. You do not seem surprised in Mr. Demir's payment of the blackmail.
Why would I? He is to be Angeline's new husband and my new son-in-law. If he is taking that position seriously, he will do what he must to keep his new family happy.
And to you that means paying ransom money?
It means doing what he must to protect his wife and his family name.
Well, the thing is that it wouldn't be the Vanden Bosch name. It would be the Demir name. Because, you know, Angeline is marrying him. So it would be his family name that he would be protecting, not yours.
I see you have still not learned any sense of tact or subtlety.
Why be tactful when you're like a pincushion?
I see no reason to beat around the bush, Madame.
Until you are pricked by a thorn.
Hi, Shreddy. How you doing? Thank you for the summon.
And until that day, I shall continue with the method that best serves me. Now, Monsieur da Silva.
You are exactly like a cactus, Cassandra.
Yes. He has provided some financial support when it has been required. I assume that was the answer you were looking for.
Hands.
Merci. An enchanting conversation, as always.
I thought it was only Madame Vanden Bosch that was so concerned with her appearance to others. Perhaps the Major was of a similar mindset, although I'm still not sure how he fits into the family dynamic. What do you mean? Hands. You did the hands command, so I waved my hands. Aki, you've been around long enough, you know this. Especially being that Giga and Arfie do it every single time. Oh, like this? It's because I'm rubbing my nose. Because my nose is a little bit runny today. Wah. Wah. Archie! Archie, 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 Archie. If it's running, you better go catch it. No. It shall run free.
What can I do for you?
Hi, Archie. The smell from the kitchen is becoming almost too much to bear.
Ah, perfect timing. I was about to ask that everyone move through to the dining room.
That's mean, Aki. Appreciate John's puns. John's puns are good.
Très bien.
Trace bien.
Yes, Maman. Perhaps Turkey. I would love to see my beloved's homeland.
Ooh, they're Turkish.
I'm sure we will decide on somewhere. Perhaps where we are both yet to have visited.
It was my crowning achievement.
I am not so sure you workers would agree.
Are you sure? I've definitely seen your face somewhere before.
I do not believe there is another that resembles these features, or brains, at least.
I've always liked the idea of sailing the West Indies.
In that heat? With your complexion?
Okay, but you lived in the capital at one time.
Oui, mademoiselle. I spent much of my working life there.
Maybe sleeping off half a bottle of whiskey.
Let us not be so blasé with our opinions, brother.
If you ask me,
I don't believe anyone did.
Haha. It seems that the Major is not in attendance at the moment.
You're that officer! The shootout on the rooftop! Your face was all over our front page!
It seems it is not only I that possesses great skills of deduction. You...
Oh, please, come quick! The Major has been murdered in his study!
Oh, fuck!
Monsieur et Madame, I am
no.
Detective Hercule Poirot of the Belgian Police Force. I ask that you all remain calm and in your seats. I shall begin my investigation immediately. Monsieur Sterling, please, lead the way.
Holy shit! Oh no! That's so bad. That's not good. They left the window open? Yeah, I was right. He wasn't in attendance. Holy shit. A noticeable, almost sinister chill can be felt upon entering. Ooh, maybe they opened the window so that they would cover the how long the body had been dead, because that sort of makes it harder to figure out the TOD is body temperature. So they cooled down the room to make it I feel like the word is obfuscate? Can't think of the word. You don't sound disappointed. Are you disappointed that he's dead, Aki? Obfuscate? I think that's the word I mean, but I'm not sure. Now we surely have a major problem on our hands.
This is Mr. Hagen's study, Detective. Would you like me to stay?
Yes. Okay, it is the word that I meant.
I understand if you are not comfortable with such a scene.
There doesn't seem to be any blood from what I'm seeing so far, but there is a note stuffed into that couch.
Don't you worry, Detective. I've seen much worse in my years.
What have you seen, Archie? And there is a glass on his desk that seems to be empty.
I am thankful to have someone of your resilience by my side.
I just can't believe someone could have killed him in cold blood. Is that what you think happened?
I admire your faith in your fellow man, but you will be surprised what someone will do when they feel there is no other option.
Did any members of the staff have access to this office?
Mr. Hagen does not allow any staff into the study, and they were all present in the staff quarters, or part of the dinner service.
Honestly, the window is likely either a point of entry or exit, or a red herring for the murderer's entry or exit point. Well, so interestingly enough, that's what Angeline did to stage her burglary. She actually used a window as a quote-unquote entrance and exit point. So that did stand out to me for a minute.
And everyone was accounted for?
Everyone. It is my business to know all my staff's whereabouts.
I thought you were going to say the note was in his mouth. Tell me about the phone call the Major received earlier.
Phone call? Yeah. It was one of his business associates.
Business associates.
Do you know what associate?
He didn't say. I think he was French. The accent still confuses me sometimes.
And did the Major sound any different to you? Panicked, anxious, anything out of the ordinary?
We didn't see him go up to his office. Clearly he climbed up to get in. Yes.
Not that I noticed. I think he was embarrassed about ending up on the floor after Master Gideon's one punch.
One punch man.
Your help and discretion in this matter are greatly appreciated.
Thank you, Archie. So this spot on the ground doesn't look like blood. It looks more like a spill. Like he spilled a glass of wine, and then the wine was replaced. And that is, kids, why smoking kills. I see lots of things, but they really just want me to look at the body first. A tiny slash. A very tiny slash. Ooh. Did they kill him with ricin? Ricin is one of my favorite ways to... Let me rephrase that. Ricin is one of the most interesting ways that I know of to poison someone that was used in ye olden times, because ricin you need a very small amount to kill someone. In fact, they had umbrellas that actually had little BBs that were covered in ricin, and they would walk around, and there would essentially be like an air-powered piston, and you would poke the person with the bottom of your umbrella, shoot the BB into their leg, and then walk away, and then they would die shortly after, having seized up. And generally, people wouldn't know it was you if you were in a big crowd of people. I wasn't going to say my favorite way to kill people. I was going to say my favorite way to poison people, but I realized what I was going to say, and then I was like, no, historical. Your favorite way for people to die. You know, sometimes you just have to make sure that you're not messy about it, you know? A single stab wound. I would not expect to see a number of puncture wounds if the culprit had come here with the intention of murder. Oh, so that's from when he got punched, I would assume. Result of the confrontation with Monsieur Demire. Although only one punch was thrown, there is substantial bruising to his face. I'm used to use all my detective skills and experience here. Besides the stab wound, there's little to go on from his body. As I said, that doesn't look like blood on the floor. It looks like a spill. I was brought here to find the blackmailer, but discovering the truth behind the Major's death must take precedence. He really died from the punch. Maybe he had an aneurysm. Single stab wound, purple bruise on face. Okay, there we go.
Huh.
What could have caused such a large damp patch on the floor? Ew, it actually makes like a squelchy noise. Gross. Bucket of water.
Oh.
Odd to have a bucket of this size for such a minute amount of water. I'm pretty sure it's actually, yeah, an ice bucket.
Huh.
The snow continues to bellow in. Why has this window been left open? I cannot fathom. Think about the hardwood floor right now. This poor hardwood floor is getting snow on it. Taste test the puddle. Just walk up to the carpet and just go.
Huh.
This does not look as though anything is obviously missing from it.
Oh.
A note is stuffed down the side of the seat. You do not know me, but I know you and your past very well. Years have passed and your actions remain hidden to the world. Actions that would shame even the evilest of men. The details so heinous, to include them would surely bring a tear to my eye. Now is the time for truth to be revealed to all. While not one man is to blame for the final outcome, it was you that brought about the final piece of the puzzle, the one that no one else would. If you wish to remain a free man, fill a brown paper parcel with 5,000 francs, addressed to Monsieur Dupont, to Barbier and Sons Cobbler before closing this coming Wednesday. While there is time to consider your next move, I would not ponder on it for too long. When the world knows of your crimes, they will surely not ponder long on your punishment. There's a game that's ghost hunting, but it's also kind of a VN, but you don't choose options of choices. You choose an emotion and your senses, and that's how you interact. So you could use your tongue to taste. Ugh. Interesting. Another blackmail letter, written in a similar manner to the ones addressed to Mademoiselle Angeline. Could the Major be hiding a secret of his own, or is he in fact the author of these letters? You taste like a liar, Giorno Gervana. Oh, and of course Kasu left before he could hear that. Happy, taste, angry, smell. Just... It's quite severe. Such a shame to see such a beautifully made carpet ruined. I absolutely love that he... that Poirot is like, oh, this poor carpet. It's been ruined. So there's burnt carpet, but his ashtray is over here. Dent in the plaster.
Aha.
Surprising that it's been left visible. Surely it would be a quick and easy fix. No, I don't want to look at that again. Thank you. Bulky safe, made with security in mind. It's locked tight, but the box of valuables sits on top.
Huh.
At least tongue taste is better than eye touch. Oh, so you can't mix those. That's an interesting way that you'd play it. Okay. We're gonna see if we can do a little bit of a brain blast. Okay, large check, a sum of money, locked tight jewelry box. Damp floor, second floor window, falling snow. Dent in the plaster, burnt carpet, single stab wound, remaining ice cubes. How's the damp floor?
Some would say a lucky guess.
Someone has knocked over the bucket and then repositioned it. Someone besides the Major? Bucket overturned. A large check. From Monsieur de Silva's company to the Major for security consulting, rather pricey at that. A substantial amount of money, enough that a thief would not overlook it. Perhaps something else was stolen. Despite being atop the safe, the contents were untouched. Why is it not locked away? I do not know.
Is there something?
Bucket was overturned. Would it be to ice his bruise?
I must act on thought.
Oh, could he have started a fire?
Order and method. That
Guess
is
not.
the... Magnifique.
So likely they used the bucket to stun the Major and then stab him, since the clear stab wound did not indicate that it was mid-fight. Puddle is wine. Apparently it's not wine, it is melted ice. There are signs that something occurred in the study between Major and unknown fugitive. So someone got rammed into that wall, is what they're saying.
The pieces of the puzzle are fine.
The obvious items of value have not been taken. Why would the killer not take a reward? Valuables not taken. Evidence of fight.
This will not get me any closer to my... I must take a different approach if...
The burn mark still seems weird. Valuables were not taken.
gentle gray
No.
cells.
Second floor. Why?
Another success. I never doubted myself.
Valuables and window. If someone had gone to the lengths of scaling the wall, they surely would have taken some valuables. Not a burglary. I don't have anything to with that. I can confirm that the window was not the intruder's point of entry. Careless of me to not check the door first upon arrival. Door shows no signs of forced entry or tampering. They have just knocked and been allowed to enter.
Anything I can do to help, Detective?
Your help and discretion in this matter are great.
So, logical entry point. Did the killer simply enter through the door?
Another success.
Evidence shows that a fight of sorts broke out sometime after the killer entered the room unobstructed. I swear to God if it's the lady again, right? The door from the bedroom to the study was how the perpetrator entered the room, but what I still do not know is, were they invited in or did they slip in unknown? Oh, did it? Is it still bad? Did the quality go down for everyone else, or was it just Aki?
Anything I can do to help, Detective?
I was all tabbed, so I don't know. Looks fine. Okay. Has anyone else entered this room this evening?
Rihanna brought him some ice for his cheek earlier.
And when was that?
When he returned from his cigar outside, he asked for something to be brought upstairs to ease the swelling of his face.
Oh, I'm sorry.
He would normally smoke only in here. Lady Vanden Bosch doesn't like the smell of his cigars in the public rooms.
Madame continues to rule her home how she sees fit, and it is her prerogative.
Your help and discretion in this matter are greatly appreciated.
Did he open the window so that he could smoke out the window and not get in trouble? And that's why the window is open? Now that I know the Major was not alone, it's time to search the study further in hopes of finding a clue as to who was with him. Oh, so the burn. The scene of the crime has been investigated, but doesn't show a straightforward series of events. The circumstances around the Major's cigar is one such avenue that requires further exploration. Yes, their debit card, Aki. Okay. A scruffy-looking jacket is hanging upon the coat rack. The Major's scabbard is in the pocket. A reasonably full ashtray. I would have expected him to at least clean this out. A discarded towel, folded and unused. No matches remain. A rather organized desk containing what looks like important documents.
Oh.
Normal looking poker stand, nothing appears out of the ordinary.
Oh.
It's incredibly dirty. The logs are old and covered in dust. How does he keep that room warm then? Okay. So we have 4. Oh gosh. American complications, if you know, you know. So, moldy logs. Killer's entry to the room was unobstructed. Half-smoked cigar, ring of dust. So, cigar goes with burn
I
mark.
should not be surprised.
Major was smoking recently. Unsurprisingly, he dropped a cigar. What could have lit the cigar? Evidence of smoking. Matchbox.
Is there something I am not...
What? Really? Apparently the matches are not. Okay. Ring of dust. There's a rather thick layer of dust surrounding the ashtray. Will I find other evidence neglected? Of neglect. Moldy logs.
The pieces of the puzzle are finally coming together.
I would have expected a major to keep his belongings in a much tidier fashion. Can you link the window to the smoking? Good, yes. Let me see. Where is window? There is no window. Ah, great. The poker stand is clean, though. No signs of it being used recently to stoke a fire or anything else. Why is the poker suspiciously clean? Mixed with towel? Where's towel? It's also sharp? Point is sharp, but it's not the most practical weapon to inflict Major's wound. His desk is tidy, but everything else is not. Bucket was overturned. Missing knife. Missing knife. Knife holder, old and worn. Jacket has seen better days. Single stab wound. Missing knife.
Things are beginning to become clearer.
Stab him if he falls asleep. Major's knife was missing, and his body lies with a stab wound. It could very well be the murder weapon. Letter opener? The point does not look sharp to tear paper, let alone puncture skin.
I must act on thought and fact.
Welcome back. That was quick.
I cannot see the logic in this.
I still feel like the matchbox should be
This will
able
not
to be
get
linked
me
with the
any
smoking,
closer
but
to my...
apparently not. Very tidy and overturned bucket of water.
Some would say a lucky guess. I would say a moment of...
This crime scene has been tampered with. The killer clearly had enough time to cover their tracks. Crime scene was compromised.
Magnifique.
There is currently no way to rule out the poker being the murder weapon. Poker was cleaned.
Anything I can do to help, Detective?
For a house with such high standards, there's a noticeable lack of care taken in here.
As I said, Mr. Hagen did not allow the staff in here alone, besides me. He was very clear on that.
Have the staff ever given him reason to not trust them?
Nothing has ever been brought to my attention, but he was very clear no one was to be in here without his permission.
You look soaked through. Are you alright?
I suppose it is not unreasonable. I would have thought with his military past he would have kept it immaculate with not a speck of dust or hair out of place.
Weird.
But the fireplace, for instance, says otherwise.
I haven't seen it lit since he has been with us, even in the colder months. It's been in this state for some time.
Your help and discretion in this matter are greatly appreciated.
So, unused fireplace. Empty matches?
What a revelation!
There are no items that could start a fire or light a cigar. No fire source. But there was evidence of smoking.
The pieces of the puzzle are fine.
There remains no means to light his cigar. Someone must have lit it for him, someone he trusted, but who? Yes, on the coat rack, that's where we found his, that's where we found his missing knife. So, someone lit his cigar and they came in unobstructed.
Another success. I never doubted myself.
Someone lit his cigar for him and attacked him when he least expected it. Who could have been so ruthless? Major knew the killer. Deduce who may be responsible for Major's death and obtain murder weapon. Knew the killer.
Some would say a lucky guess.
They lit the Major's cigar and, following the brutal act of murder, took the time to clean the scene. They were not in a hurry and could still be in the house. How could they remain so calm? The murder weapon remains a mystery. The killer, whose identity is still to be uncovered, must still reside in this house. Come, my little gray cells, let us solve this mystery. I was not expecting to have a murder case be on my hands when I arrived, but this will merely be another test for the great Detective Poirot. Major was a blackmailer killed to cover up. Could be. Could be.
Anything I
believe I've collected all the necessary information and evidence. I would now like to inspect his adjoining bedroom.
As you wish.
I suspect Baba Yaga. I didn't know that we were watching the... God, why can't I remember his name? Honey. Movie with Keanu Reeves. John Wick. I'll just say it was the butler. It's always the butler. Whatever the old lady's name is. Ah, Cassandra. I thought you were making a reference to John Wick because his name is Baba Yaga. Good night, Aki. Sleep well. Also, welcome back, Kasu. Also, give me just a moment. I will be right back. I need more drink. Yeah, I know Baba Yaga's. She's a witch, I know, and her house is on chicken legs. He doesn't have chicken legs, but they were talking about murder. And a murderer who cleaned everything after. I thought they were making a John Wick reference, okay? Ah. Okay, I'll be right back. I need more drink. One moment. It seems that you make tacos, specifically fish tacos, a lot, Jade. Of course you would think that I was spy. No, Jade. It's clear the reason for entering the Major's study was not to make haste with his valuables. What I must understand is the intent for murder was there. The study has been manipulated following the Major's death, meaning that they had time to return to the scene and attempt to cover their tracks. The perpetrator entered through the bedroom. Perhaps there was something they failed to clean up behind them that can make sense of all of this. I should review the clues the study yielded before I continue. Ooh, naan pizzas. That sounds delicious. We have some naan around here that's like garlic naan with butter. Ooh, so good. If the killer still resides in the house, I must approach everyone with not only caution, but suspicion. It seems that we're going to have a little bit of sushi. I'm not sure if it's for dinner or if it's for lunch, but, you know. Another letter addressed to the Major. It appears he had someone looking out for his business concerns with the workers' strike. Felix, I understand that there are a number of business concerns for you in the situation that has arisen within the factories, but I offer you this piece of advice. Step back. Monsieur Becker's efforts with the union have finally opened the workers' eyes, and they seek, nay, demand, the fair treatment they deserve for so long. The fuel for the fire has already been laid, and the match is ready to be struck. You do not want to be near those flames when they ignite. I know you were once a good, honorable man. I pray that this is still true today. I must review the information I've gathered from each guest today. There may well be something that will help reveal the identity of the letter's author. A rather threatening letter has been penned, addressed to Major F. Hagen. Dear Major F. Hagen, I did not think I would ever find myself writing a letter such as this, but under the current circumstances, I see no other option. Madame Van de Bosch and I have been friends for more years than I care to say. That is why I can no longer sit back and allow your bullying to continue. I am well aware of the companionship you have offered to my good friend over the years. It has been most generous, and without it, I care not to think what would have happened to her. But that does not give you the opportunity to act in such a foul and boorish manner. The day the Vicomte passed, I promised that I would protect both Cassandra and Angeline, and it is a promise I will keep. You were once a major in the British Armed Forces, but your actions have mirrored that of drunken fools who hold no place in our society, let alone Madame's house. Please do not bother yourself with a response. There is not a question that requires an answer, only a hope that you see your errors and adjust them accordingly. That one was definitely written by Margot. The author speaks of bullying, although no specifics are noted. Any form of that treatment towards a woman is not acceptable. I wonder how many travel expeditions have been planned while enjoying the contents of the globe. Yeah, it's like a flatbread. Delicious. Very yummy. Is that a monkey up there? Are those monkey paws that I'm seeing at the very top of my screen? Why are they just arms dangling down from the ceiling? Right? That's very clearly monkey hands, right? I don't know. Human arms. Very hairy human arms. That's not creepy at all. I mean, a room full of taxidermied heads is uncomfortable. I'm not sure how I would fare coming face to face with such beasts. Oh no, it's definitely legs. Ugh, I don't like that. Bleh. It seems Madame Van de Bosch's heart is a trophy worth fighting over. Major Hagen, I hope you will excuse my bluntness in plain speaking, but there is a matter regarding Madame Van de Bosch that requires not only our attention, but a level of understanding and respect between us both. I am fully aware of the help that you have offered to not only Madame, but her family and household. I am also aware that you know of the assistance that I have given to Madame and the Vicomte before her. We were friends and business partners. Okay, so this is written by De Silva. And felt it my duty to continue to give aid and keep the Van den Bosch name at the standing that it has always been. Having said that, it is not always as simple to keep business and personal matters separate. This is how I find myself today. Cassandra and I share a bond that one does not experience often in their lifetime. No doubt you have felt similar, but what may be lust to one man is love to another. While I respect you for your efforts in the war and the generosity you have shown, Madame, I must request you step back from what you consider to be your duties at the house and allow Madame to make her choice, the choice that I believe is obvious to all parties. I trust this correspondence remains for your eyes only, and a gentleman's agreement is enough to guarantee our arrangement. Is there a whole monkey up there? I'm pretty sure there is. This is a rather bold move to challenge the Major as they have, especially with his position at the house. Oh god. Ooh, look at it. It's like up there like Jesus. It is just T-posing for... Oh my god, that's terrifying. Oh, I hate that. It is just T-posing for dominance on this whole ass room.
Ah.
Fallen snow has laid a beautiful white blanket over the countryside that surrounds the house.
Aha.
Plants lean and rely on each other to survive. Something we as a species should take a lesson from. They weren't monkeying around. Oh, I hate that. Yeah, right? Imagine he's sleeping right here, so he just looks straight at a T-posing monkey all night. Ugh. This could be the weapon that brought down some of the impressive animals that now fill the walls. Whatever helps you sleep at night, I guess. If you need a T-posing monkey, a stuffed T-posing monkey, to help you sleep, I am slightly concerned. If not very. Okay. So, the threatening letter was definitely from Margot.
I should not be surprised by my own...
Margot was quick to speak of her protection over Cassandra. She must take this role very seriously. So, demanding letter regarding worker strikes. They do not want the Major involved any further. Supporter of the unions.
Magnifique.
The only other union supporter I know that is passionate enough to write such a letter is Monsieur Gideon. And then the love letter is from Mr. De Silva.
Things are beginning to become clearer.
If there's something between Ernesto and Madame Van de Bosch, Archibald will surely know of it.
Certainly. What do you need?
What do you know of the Major's relationships with the guests?
The male guests, I believe, he knows in a business capacity, but I'm afraid that's all I know. I will add, though, he has not always been the easiest man to get along with.
You are talking from personal experience of working for him.
I am head butler to the Van den Bosch family in their home. He has made himself comfortable, but to me he still remained a guest.
He remains now. You know how much of the Major's time? Do you know much of the Major's time in the army?
There's not much I couldn't tell you. As soon as he found out my father was in the army, his stories never stopped.
I am sure an officer of his rank must have many a tale.
A tale is a fitting description. Not so much a pinch of salt, more like a bag is needed listening to them.
What can you tell me about Monsieur De Silva, the Major, and Madame Van de Bosch?
You've lost me, detective?
I struggle to believe they were both helping her out of the kindness of their hearts. Could they have been fighting for the Madame's affection?
Ah, that didn't take you long to spot.
Monsieur Sterling's lack of real response gives me all the answer I require.
Your help and discretion in this matter are greatly appreciated.
Okay, so we have one other thing. Talk to Archie. Does it still want me to talk to him? No. Is there another one here? No. Field medic. Hugo and Jackie heated conversation. Rocky working relationship.
I must act on thought and fact, not on
So, Major fabricated his accomplishments. Cassandra had multiple admirers, and Major is generally disliked.
Order and method. That is the way to solve. I cannot see the logic in this.
Ah.
What a revelation!
Bleh. Now I know of Ernesto's feelings toward Cassandra. He must be the one behind the letter.
Some would say a lucky guess.
It seems the guests were not fond of the Major. So, written by Ernesto. Multiple guests threatened the Major. Killer may still be in the building.
What a revelation!
It's highly possible one of the guests is behind the murder. This warrants immediate investigation. Based on the evidence seen in the Major's study and bedroom, as well as what I've learned from speaking with guests, Monsieur de Silva, Comtesse de Vos, and Monsieur de Mere warrant concern and further investigation.
Certainly. What do you need?
There's nothing further for me to investigate here. Would you kindly gather the guests for me?
As you wish, Detective.
It seems there's no simple explanation for what happened here. The Major's popularity amongst the guests does not seem very high. There are still many questions that must be asked. Chapter 4. Interrogations.
The guests are waiting for you, Detective. I informed them of what has happened, but divulged no details.
I'm trying to decide. Do I continue on and question everyone and interrogate everyone, or do I leave that here for tonight, since I have done nearly 4 hours at this point? Does anyone have a preference? I'll have to leave soon, so you do you. Alrighty. Anaki already passed out. Huh. Thank you for the follow. Priya. Well, I guess since I did nearly 4 hours, which is, again, nearly an hour longer than I do normally. Sounds like it makes more sense to pick it up next stream. Yep. I gotcha. Alrighty, so let's... There goes my opportunity to catch one of them off guard. No matter, I'll have more than one weapon in my armory.
I am most grateful. Madame Vandenbosch is here also?
She's in her room with Miss Angeline. It may be better to speak with them privately tomorrow.
Oui, merci. I shall come find you again once my questioning is complete.
I guess alibis are my priority. Once I can confirm their whereabouts this evening, I can understand who had an opportunity. That should get me an autosave. I have led my suspects from the evidence at the scene of the crime. Perhaps those will change after speaking to them all. I have my lead suspects. Blah. There we go. That is an autosave. Okay, so we are going to switch to full screen. And have that playing in the background. We're going to do some daily reminders. The daily reminder. Yes, let me look really quick. See if I have any friends who are currently streaming. do. I have a friend who is currently playing Minecraft, if you want something like that, or I am open to suggestions if you can vet the person. But while that happens, I don't know if any mellow fellows are going right now. Let me see. Valheim, Skyrim, Phasmophobia, or Celeste. Ooh. Give me just a second. Scroll down on your thing to find the Mellows link. There it is. Because then I can look and see who might be. Which one is Raven playing? Raven is playing Phasmophobia. Oh, it's a charity event. Okay, yeah, let's go see Raven then. Okay, so this is your daily reminder to drink water, have a good meal, or at least a really good snack. Go to bed at an appropriate time for you, whether that be 2 in the morning or 4 in the afternoon. This is also my own personal reminder to bonk bonk. Be kind to yourself. It's something that I'm personally working on. It can be very difficult, but it is good for positive affirmation. Anything that you put your mind to, you can achieve. I believe in you. I hope everyone has a really good rest of their time zone. I hope you had a good time hanging out with me. I had a good time hanging out with you. Who doesn't love a good... Oh god, demon hands. Who doesn't love a good mystery? I won't be able to stream on Thursday this week, as they have messed up my schedule a little bit. But I will... Again, yeah. But they will... I will be here on Saturday, so we shall pick up then. I hope that's all right with you. I'm sorry that the schedule that I just made is already incorrect. But I will see you all on Saturday, and we will do some more Poirot. Discover more mysteries. And yes, I would be there for Battlefield. That's true. My partner is correct. I will be there for Battlefield. I can't aim to save my life. I don't play first-person shooters or anything like that. Alrighty. So, I hope everyone has a good rest of their time zone. We are going to raid Blue Moon Raven. Who is currently playing Phasmophobia with... Who was the other person that you said? It doesn't seem like that's the right one. Give me just a second. I need to make sure I spelled that right. Oh, 31. I forgot that part. Oopsie. There we go. That's the right one. Alrighty. So, have a good rest of your time zone. I hope you had a good time hanging out. I had a good time hanging out with you. I hope to see you back on Saturday. And, you know, on my partner's stream tomorrow. I will see you then. Goodbye!